Waking up in an unfamiliar hotel beside a stunning girl, I was shocked. She was not my girlfriend, she was her younger sister. Memories of last night came back in broken fragments through the pain in my head. Betrayal, and a system that offered me a choice: forget everything for 20 million yuan, or marry her for an unknown, great gift. On the floor lay a short skirt, a white shirt marked with lipstick stains, and black stockings. On the bed, amid the messy sheets, lay Zhao Yusin. Her long black hair fell loosely over her shoulders, and her clothes emphasized her fragile figure. Last night, Su Yang, depressed and broken, had ended up here with his girlfriend's younger sister. It all began after Zhao Yulu rejected his marriage proposal. Feeling destroyed, he went to a bar. Zhao Yusin saw him in that state and tried to comfort him. But confused feelings and unexpected circumstances led them to end up together in this room. Morning. Light entered the room through the window, and Su Yang's head was pounding. He slowly opened his eyes, and his gaze fell on Yusin, who was lying beside him. Her beautiful face and graceful figure made him hold his breath. He looked around the room, and his eyes stopped on the scattered clothes. Only then did he realize, the person beside him was not his girlfriend, Zhao Yulu, but her younger sister. Panic seized him. He sat up on the bed and covered his face with his hands. How could I make such a mistake, he thought. Yusin slowly stretched and opened her eyes. She met his gaze, and her face instantly turned red. Did this really happen? He asked quietly, avoiding her eyes. She nodded and answered. Yes. But don't blame yourself. Su Yang shook his head. Yusin, I thought you were. It was a mistake. Yusin lowered her eyes, slightly embarrassed. I know. You confused me with Yulu. But I was willing. His gaze softened, but the guilt did not leave him. Why did you do this? Yusin took a deep breath. Because I have loved you for a long time, Su Yang. But you were always with my sister, and I couldn't say anything. When you broke up, I was both happy and heartbroken at the same time. And then, last night? She fell silent, unable to find the words. At that moment, Su Yang suddenly heard a mechanical voice echo in his mind. Ding! Congratulations! Activation conditions have been met. The super life system has been successfully bound. He looked around in shock, but soon realized the voice was coming directly from inside his head. Ding! System mission completed. Available choices. Reject Yusin and forget what happened. Reward, 20 million yuan. Accept her feelings and marry her. Reward, great gift of life. Su Yang held his breath. A system? Like in novels? He knew what a system was, but he could not believe he had encountered one in real life. 20 million, or an unknown gift. But how can I abandon her after what happened? He looked at Yusin again. Her face was flushed, but she looked certain. He took a deep breath and said firmly. Yusin, I want to take responsibility for what happened. Let's get married. Yusin froze. Her eyes widened in surprise. Are you serious? Yes. You love me, and I can't pretend this never happened. She covered her face with her hands, trying to hide her emotions. But after a few moments, she answered softly. I agree. Su Yang felt relieved, but his thoughts drifted back to her appearance. Although Zhao Yulu and Zhao Yusin looked alike, the younger sister had a softer and more feminine charm. Her graceful lines and delicate beauty made her seem like the very image of womanhood. Yusin suddenly realized how awkward the situation was and quickly pulled the blanket over herself. Turn around. I need to freshen up, she said quietly, avoiding his gaze. Su Yang smiled slightly and nodded. But before turning away, he noticed the expression on her face. It was not just embarrassment, there was genuine happiness in her eyes.
Hey guys. If anything, a lot of new stories are already out on my Patreon. Also, part 2 of the story you are watching right now is already available for free on Patreon. Enjoy the video!
After a fierce battle lasting hundreds of rounds, the two quickly freshened up and left the hotel. Their relationship had become incomparably close. Zhao Yusin naturally held on to Su Yang's arm, her expression sweet. To get a marriage certificate, we need a household registration booklet and ID card. Let's go to my place first, then to yours. Su Yang pinched Zhao Yusin's delicate face and said with a smile. Earlier, Su Yang had already asked his parents to send his household registration booklet, intending to get the certificate after successfully proposing to Zhao Yulu. For this reason, Su Yang had even requested leave from work in advance. Unexpectedly, fate had its own plans, and the one who ended up holding his hand was Zhao Yusin. Okay. Zhao Yusin nodded obediently. She, too, had requested time off from her job beforehand. 2 hours later, Su Yang and Zhao Yusin arrived at the Civil Affairs Bureau. The line was long, but most people were there for divorce. As for the marriage line, it was almost empty, and people could practically get served as soon as they arrived. Su-young, Yusin, why are you two here? The staff member in charge of marriage registration was startled to see them. It was their senior, Chen Weiwei. We're here to register for marriage. Zhao Yusin blushed, feeling a little shy. What? You're getting married? Who's the boyfriend? Where is he? How come I didn't know about this? Chen Weiwei was utterly shocked and bombarded them with a string of questions. As Zhao Yusin Sr., she had kept in touch even after graduation. It seemed like this girl had been single before, hadn't she? How did she suddenly decide to get married? Could this be a flash marriage? As for Su-young, she didn't even suspect him at first. Why? Because the way the two behaved made it unlikely. When they arrived at the Civil Affairs Bureau, Zhao Yusin had let go of Su-yang's arm. And besides, Chen Weiwei knew Su-young was Zhao Yulu's boyfriend. How could he possibly be here registering for marriage with Zhao Yusin? It's Su-young. At that moment, Zhao Yusin clung to Su-yang's arm, her face red as she shyly looked down. What? Chen Weiwei's eyes widened in shock. Isn't Su-young Zhao Yulu's boyfriend? You're Yulu's sister. How could you? She felt like her brain was overheating. Was their relationship really this messy? Meanwhile, the people in the divorce line couldn't help but glance over. Damn. He even went for his girlfriend's younger sister. Wow. This soap opera plot is happening in real life? My worldview is shattered. And that girl, too, getting together with her sister's boyfriend and even coming to register for marriage? Doesn't she care about her sister's feelings? This guy's a role model for us all. He managed to handle both sisters, double the joy, double the fun. He just fulfilled every man's dream. I'm jealous as hell. For a moment, the crowd was buzzing with discussion. Especially among the men, many of their gazes were filled with envy. Zhao Yusin's face turned red as an apple. She lowered her head shyly and leaned against Su-young. I'm no longer in a relationship with Zhao Yulu. Heaven brought Yusin and me together, and I've already decided on her. Senior, please help us register for marriage. Su-young spoke with a serious expression. He also knew that if they didn't complete the procedure quickly, the onlookers would continue gossiping and pointing fingers at them. So, Su-young directly took out their household registration booklets and ID cards. Are you sure about this? Chen Weiwei asked as a reminder. Yes. Yes. Both of them nodded in unison. All right. Chen Weiwei gave the two of them a deep look and said nothing further, quickly completing the registration process. May you hold each other's hands and grow old together. Moments later, Chen Weiwei placed the bright red marriage certificates on the table. Thank you, Weiwei. Zhao Yusin picked up the certificate, gazing at the photo of the two of them inside, her face brimming with happiness. She had finally become Su-yang's wife. When are you planning to hold the wedding? Chen Weiwei asked. We haven't decided yet. Zhao Yusin shook her head. Of course, every girl dreams about her wedding. But Zhao Yusin didn't want to pressure Su-young, so she didn't bring it up. Don't worry, senior. Once we pick a date, we'll definitely invite you to the wedding. Su-young said with a smile. All right. I'll be there with my gift and myself. Chen Weiwei said with a laugh. The two then left the Civil Affairs Bureau. At the same time, a system notification sounded in Su-yang's mind. Ding! Congratulations, host, for accepting Zhao Yusin and registering for marriage. You have received a life grand gift package. Would you like to open it? Open it. Su-young didn't hesitate at all. He had been eagerly anticipating the system's gift package. Ding! Congratulations, host, on obtaining master-level investment skills, 1 million in cash, and 1 piece of future information. Future information: in 7 days, Country D's central bank stock value will drop by 2%, while Huaxia's gold futures market will rise by 30%. As expected, the hidden gift package was the most valuable reward. With master-level investment skills and 1 million in cash, he could dominate the stock market. And the piece of future information was even more critical. Su-young had graduated from a finance college, but due to limited funds, he usually only dabbled in stocks with a few thousand yuan, rarely touching futures. However, this wouldn't hinder his understanding of the stock market. With 1 million invested in gold futures, a 30% increase, plus a tenfold leverage. That was a 3 million profit. The best part was that with master-level investment skills, making money in the financial market would be as easy as pie. Su-young, we finally got our marriage certificate. Let's celebrate. Zhao Yusin checked her phone and said sweetly. Sure. Where do you want to go? Suppressing his excitement, Su-young looked at Zhao Yusin gently. How about my dad's shop? My dad's special sour and spicy fish slices are delicious. Zhao Yusin blinked. Her dad ran a small restaurant, and business was pretty good. Of course, now that they were officially married, it was necessary to meet both sets of parents. All right, Su-young said with a smile. The two then took a car to Zhao Yusin's father's restaurant. Dad. As soon as they arrived at the restaurant, Zhao Yusin called out happily. Zhao Yusin's family was quite complicated. When she was young, her parents divorced. She chose to live with her father, while her sister Zhao Yulu chose their mother. After the divorce, her father single-handedly ran the restaurant and raised her. In contrast, her mother married into a wealthy family, and her sister lived a privileged life as a rich young lady. Under her mother's influence, Zhao Yulu became materialistic, which was the main reason for her breakup with Su Yang. Why are you bringing Su Yang here? Zhao Yusin's father, Zhao Hai, was surprised to see the two of them arrive. Previously, it had always been Zhao Yulu and Su Yang who visited together. Zhao Hai had been quite satisfied with his eldest daughter's boyfriend. However, deep down, Zhao Hai had always hoped that Su Yang would be Zhao Yusin's boyfriend instead. In both his character and his way of life, Su Yang was an excellent person. Zhao Hai had always thought that, since his younger daughter had endured hardships growing up, if she could find someone as caring as Su Yang, he would be overjoyed. Dad, we're here to help out with your business. Zhao Yusin casually pulled Su Yang to a table and sat down with a cheerful smile. Yusin, what's going on with you two? Seeing how they behaved, Zhao Hai's brows immediately furrowed. Although he had hoped Su Yang could be Yusin's boyfriend, Su Yang had already been with Zhao Yulu. If both his daughters ended up fighting over the same man, that would be too dramatic, a situation Zhao Hai absolutely could not accept. Dad, my sister and Su Yang have already broken up. She thought Su Yang couldn't bring her happiness, but I've always had feelings for him. Maybe it's fate that brought us together, and now we're a couple. Besides, we've just registered our marriage. We're legally husband and wife now. Su Yang was about to explain, but Zhao Yusin took the lead and spoke first. She didn't want Su Yang to feel pressured, so she decided to bear the brunt of the situation herself. To prove her words, she even pulled out their marriage certificate. What? Zhao Hai's eyes widened in shock, and he exclaimed in disbelief. In just a few sentences, Zhao Yusin had nearly given him a heart attack. Zhao Hai wasn't surprised by Zhao Yulu's decision. His eldest daughter had grown up with his ex-wife, and their personalities were similar, preferring wealth and status. What truly stunned him was that his younger daughter had not only gotten together with Su Yang but had already registered for marriage at lightning speed. Zhao Hai clutched his chest, almost losing his breath. Uncle. Dad, I'm serious about Yusin. Our marriage wasn't impulsive. I will love her forever and treat her well. Su Yang immediately corrected himself after realizing he had addressed Zhao Hai improperly. He then solemnly promised, I'll also find the right time to give Yusin a grand wedding. I won't let her suffer any grievances. You two kids. Zhao Hai opened the marriage certificate to take a look, then sighed helplessly. You've already registered. What else can this old man say? As long as you both live well together, I'll be at ease. Zhao Yusin smiled sweetly and said, Dad, with your blessing, we'll definitely be happy. By the way, Dad, I've been craving your sour and spicy fish fillet. You little rascal. Zhao Hai chuckled, gently patted Zhao Yusin's head, and turned to the kitchen to cook. After the meal, the two bid farewell to Zhao Hai. Take this card, my dear. It has only 2 million yuan, not much, but consider it your dowry. Save up some more, buy a house, and start a good life together. As he spoke, Zhao Hai pulled out a card from an old drawer under his bed. It contained all his savings. Zhao Hai hadn't been able to give his younger daughter the love of a mother or a privileged life. All he wanted was for his small savings to help Zhao Yusin in some way. Dad. Zhao Yusin's eyes immediately turned red, and her voice choked with emotion. She wanted to refuse, but Jiangcheng was a top-tier city in China, and with just their salaries, it was almost impossible for them to buy a house in the short term. With her father's savings, Su Yang's burden would undoubtedly lighten considerably. My dear, you've endured too many hardships with me. From now on, you two must live a good life together. Zhao Hai's words reassured her. Su Yang nodded silently, not saying much. Although he had the system's extraordinary help, making money still required time. If he told Zhao Hai he could make the money for a house in a short period, both Zhao Hai and Zhao Yusin would likely suspect him of doing something illegal. Thank you, Dad. Zhao Yusin nodded tearfully. Dad, I want to move in with Su Yang. Could I borrow your car for a while? Of course. Zhao Hai smiled and nodded. The two had already registered their marriage, so living together was only natural. Thank you, Dad. Zhao Yusin hugged Zhao Hai with gratitude, then took the car keys and left with Su Yang. Zhao Hai's car was a classic domestic Wuling Hongguang, affordable and practical, perfect for a restaurant owner. The car looked new, clearly having been purchased recently. Su Yang, you drive, Zhao Yusin said, handing him the keys. Back when Su Yang was still dating Zhao Yulu, he had often visited Zhao Hai's restaurant and driven this car. Okay. Su-young nodded and got into the driver's seat, with Zhao Yusin naturally taking the passenger seat. His parents were in their hometown running a construction materials business and also used a Wuling Hongguang. Su-young was very familiar with this legendary car. 30 minutes later, the two arrived at Su-yang's rental apartment. The apartment was simple, with only 2 bedrooms and 1 living room. Initially, Su-young had rented the larger apartment in anticipation of a successful proposal to Zhao Yulu. He wouldn't have splurged on such a place in a city like Jiangqing otherwise. From now on, I'm the mistress of this house, Zhao Yusin declared confidently. She took a deep breath, moved her belongings into the bedroom, and began unpacking and organizing. Zhao Yusin had been here before and was familiar with the place. The master bedroom still had a lot of Zhao Yulu's clothes, which Zhao Yusin neatly packed away. When Yulu has time, I'll ask her to come pick up her things, she said. Okay, whatever you say, Su-young replied, leaning against the door and smiling as he watched Zhao Yusin organize her belongings. Previously, when Zhao Yulu lived here, she never cleaned or tidied up, Su-young had done it all. Now, with Zhao Yusin, the contrast was stark. This time, I didn't choose the wrong person, Su-young murmured happily to himself. Half an hour later, Zhao Yusin finished tidying up and said, we've been busy all day. How about we go out for a stroll? Sure, whatever you want. Su-young nodded. Soon, the two went to a nearby shopping mall. Zhao Yusin picked out a few outfits for Su-young. Initially, Su-young wanted to refuse. After all, life had been tight before, and clothes from the mall were expensive. How could he bear to spend money on them? But under Zhao Yusin's insistence, Su-young eventually agreed. Of course, Zhao Yusin also bought herself a dress and a pair of shoes. How do I look? Zhao Yusin twirled in front of the mirror after stepping out of the fitting room, looking at Su-young expectantly. You look beautiful. Su-young smiled and nodded. The shoes and dress go perfectly together. You look like a fairy. Hee, I think so too, Zhao Yusin giggled. Her heart swelled with happiness at Su-young's compliment. Suddenly, a surprised voice called out from nearby. Yusin, Su-young, why are you two together? Looking toward the voice, they saw a stylishly dressed young woman at the mall entrance, bearing a striking resemblance to Zhao Yusin. Behind her stood a young man wearing all designer brands. It was Zhao Yulu. And the man by her side was Chen Guanglei, a wealthy second-generation suitor of hers. We're here to shop for clothes. Zhao Yusin admitted openly. Yulu, this must be your twin sister, right? Chen Guanglei asked. Zhao Yulu nodded. Then he must be your brother-in-law? Chen Guanglei smiled. That's right. He's my husband, Su-young. Before Zhao Yulu could speak, Zhao Yusin stepped forward, affectionately held Su-young's arm, and nodded happily. Wah, sister, what's going on with you two? Zhao Yulu was stunned. What the hell was this? How did her ex-boyfriend become her sister's husband? No way. How can you two be together? After recovering, Zhao Yulu was furious. Why can't we be together? You already broke up, and I confessed to Su-young openly after your relationship ended. He agreed to be with me. Zhao Yusin said straightforwardly. You too. Zhao Yulu was livid, but she couldn't refute it. This was way too dramatic. Anyone would find it hard to accept. Wow. Next to her, Chen Guanglei's mouth fell open in shock. At the same time, the look in his eyes as he gazed at Su-young was filled with envy and jealousy. Damn it, this guy had hit the jackpot, he got both sisters. I'm the rich one here, so why do I feel so pitiful all of a sudden? Nearby, customers and shop assistants who witnessed the scene were also wide-eyed, dumbfounded. Damn, this guy's living the dream. Wow, he's a man who's experienced both sisters. Someone let me bow down to him and absorb some of his luck. People like this make me mad. I'm still single, and he's got both sisters at once. This is ridiculous. He's dressed so cheaply, how did he manage this? I don't get it. It's because he's good looking. In this era, looks are justice. There's nothing to be done about it. For a moment, the crowd erupted into chatter. Zhao Yusin, you're my sister. How could you be with my ex-boyfriend? Zhao Yulu fumed. Why not? I already explained it. And besides, is it illegal for us to be together? Zhao Yusin countered without backing down. You. Zhao Yulu glared at her but couldn't respond. Sister, I know you value wealth and look down on Su-young. When you wanted to break up with him, I tried to dissuade you. If you had listened to me back then, I would have buried my feelings for Su-young deep inside and never interfered with your relationship. But you insisted on breaking up. You discarded someone I treasure. So, tell me, why can't we be together? Moreover, Su-young and I have already registered our marriage. He's not only my husband now, but also your brother-in-law. Zhao Yusin, normally gentle, displayed rare assertiveness. What? You're married? Zhao Yulu was stunned again. What the hell? Her ex-boyfriend, who she just broke up with last night, was now her brother-in-law? That's right. Zhao Yusen nodded with a smile. If the marriage certificate weren't at home, I'd show it to you. By the way, I've packed up the belongings you left at the rental apartment. You can come and get them when you have time. From today onward, that's the home I share with Su Yang. Zhao Yulu froze, unsure of how to respond. Su Yang remained silent. Previously, it was Zhao Yulu who insisted on breaking up. He hadn't wronged her. Now, Zhao Yusen was his wife. Honey, I'm going to change clothes, Zhao Yusen said, ignoring further explanation. She spoke to Su Yang and walked to the fitting room. Su Yang, how could you? Zhao Yulu, unable to hold back, vented her anger on Su Yang. Why not? Su Yang interrupted her coldly. Yusen has explained everything clearly. I don't want to waste my breath on this. You. Zhao Yulu's chest rose and fell with anger. For a moment, she doubted whether breaking up with Su Yang had been the right choice. No. I wasn't wrong. Everyone has the right to pursue a better life. Why shouldn't I? Su Yang was an outsider with an average background. Sure, he was good-looking, but looks were only good for a campus romance. When faced with real life, what could looks do? Could they get her a Ferrari? A villa? Designer clothes? The answer was no. So breaking up with Su Yang was definitely the right decision. With that thought, Zhao Yulu said nothing more and turned to leave. Chen Guanglei narrowed his eyes slightly and followed her. Outside the mall, Chen Guanglei said, Yulu, Su Yang is just an opportunistic scumbag. He's not worth getting upset over. I don't want to hear about him anymore. Zhao Yulu snapped coldly. At that moment, a gleam flashed in Chen Guanglei's eyes. He said, all right, I won't bring him up. Instead, let me share something exciting. My family has some influence in Jiangcheng. Recently, we got insider information from the business world. Blackstone Technologies stock is likely to skyrocket. Buying it is a surefire win. Really? Zhao Yulu's eyes lit up. Of course. Chen Guanglei smiled confidently. But I don't have much money. Hearing this, Zhao Yulu's expression dimmed. Although she had graduated and had a job, she was a typical month-to-month spender. When she was with Su Yang, she even relied on his salary to help her out. As for her mother, she had little savings. Her stepfather was wealthy, but he rarely gave money to her or her mother, only occasionally spending a bit to maintain the appearance of a family relationship. After all, her stepfather had a biological son. There's always a way. Borrow some from friends and relatives. It's a guaranteed profit, so paying it back won't be a problem. Opportunities like this are rare. Chen Guanglei encouraged her. You're right. I'll figure something out, Zhao Yulu nodded. Because of the earlier drama, Zhao Yulu had lost interest in shopping. She left with Chen Guanglei shortly afterward. Back at the clothing store. After tidying up the clothes, Zhao Yusen noticed Zhao Yulu was gone. She asked, where's Yulu? She left. Then let's head back too. Zhao Yusen sweetly held onto Su Yang's arm. Suddenly, Zhao Yusen slapped her forehead. Tomorrow is Dad's birthday, and I forgot to tell Yulu to come back for dinner. Silly girl, just send her a message. Su Yang smiled and pinched her cheek. Okay. Zhao Yusen nodded obediently and sent a message to Zhao Yulu. At this moment, Zhao Yulu was sitting in Chen Guanglei's BMW. When she received Zhao Yusen's message, her first thought was to ignore it. However, recalling what Chen Guanglei had just mentioned, her eyes flickered, and she replied. I'll come. At the mall. As Zhao Yusen and Su Yang headed to the parking lot, they ran into a college classmate, Liang Yongqiang. He was also there with his girlfriend for a shopping trip. However, his girlfriend was someone he met after starting work, so Su Yang and Zhao Yusen didn't know her. Yulu, Yangzi, I didn't expect to run into you two here. Your campus romance back then made all of us jealous. I didn't think you'd still be so affectionate after graduation, how rare. By the way, Yangzi, weren't you planning to propose to Yulu? How did that go? When are we getting invited to the wedding feast? Liang Yongqiang had a good relationship with Su Yang and spoke casually. I've already broken up with Yulu. Su Yang shook his head as he spoke. Now that Zhao Yusen was his wife, he naturally had to consider her feelings. What? You two actually broke up? Liang Yongqiang's eyes widened in shock. Then his gaze shifted to Zhao Yusen, who was holding Su Yang's arm. Wait, are you? No way, you're Yusen, aren't you? For a moment, it felt like his brain was overheating. What the hell is going on? Breaking up with Zhao Yulu and then getting together with her sister? Yes. I'm Yusen, and also his wife now. We've already registered our marriage. Su Yang said seriously. Damn. Liang Yongqiang couldn't help but swear. Damn, this guy is a total winner in life. Everyone knew that Zhao Yusen and Zhao Yulu were the two top beauties of their university. Back then, Su Yang dating Zhao Yulu had already sparked envy among countless men. Now, after breaking up with Zhao Yilu, he turned around and married her younger sister, Zhao Yusin. What a winner in life. Even Liang Yongqiang's girlfriend was staring in shock, her mouth agape. Liang Yongqiang, is there any need for you to look so surprised? Zhao Yusin glanced at him. I can't help it. This is explosive news. Liang Yongqiang shrugged with a helpless smile. He knew very well. If this news spread to their class group chat, it would definitely be a sensation. Just finished shopping and heading home now. Don't worry, we'll definitely invite you to the wedding. Zhao Yusin said with a smile. Of course. It's the wedding of a handsome guy and a beauty. Let's see who dares not come. Liang Yongqiang joked. All right. We're heading off now. Then, Suyang and Zhao Yusin turned to leave. Watching their departing figures, Liang Yongqiang's girlfriend looked curious. Your classmate is amazing, he managed to win over such beautiful sisters. No choice, the guy's just too handsome. Liang Yongqiang sighed and then added, I have to share this explosive news. He immediately pulled out his phone, opened the class group chat, and quickly typed a message. Hey everyone, I've got some shocking news to share today. Very soon, classmates started replying. Liang Yongqiang, what shocking news could you possibly have? Don't tell me you're confessing that you got yourself a sugar mommy? Ha ha ha. That would be great. Share the sugar mommy link. I'm stuck at the factory grinding metal, bored as hell. Don't want to work anymore, sugar mommy, please come and save me. Seeing these responses, Liang Yongqiang's face twitched in frustration. Cut it out. My girlfriend's watching. So what if you have a girlfriend? You're so excellent that you deserve to be shared between two women. Ha ha ha. Don't worry, you've got two kidneys, it's all good. Yongqiang, don't tell me you're going soft on us now? Seeing these replies, Liang Yongqiang's face darkened. If he didn't spill the news soon, they'd roast him alive. Finally, he sent a message. The shocking news is that Su Yang and Zhao Yusin have registered their marriage. That's your shocking news? Isn't that obvious? Exactly. They were inseparable during university. Isn't getting married the logical next step? Liang Yongqiang, are you this bored? Coming to the group to troll us? Clearly, most classmates hadn't caught the key detail. Frustrated, Liang Yongqiang facepalmed. Guys, can you pay attention to the details of my message? What details? Isn't it just that Su Yang and Zhao Yilu got married? Exactly. Are you doubting my 5.0 vision now? Wait a second. Something's off, didn't he say it was Su Yang and Zhao Yusin who got married? Holy crap, are you serious? Liang Yongqiang, are you joking? How could it be this dramatic? At Su Yang and Zhao Yusin at Zhao Yilu, the three of you better come and explain this rumor right now, what's going on? For a moment, the entire group chat erupted. In the car, Su Yang and Zhao Yusin's phones kept buzzing with notifications from the group chat. Su Yang was driving and couldn't check his phone. Zhao Yusin glanced at the messages and smiled knowingly. That guy, Yongqiang, hasn't changed. He still loves spreading gossip. Exactly as I expected. Su Yang chuckled. If I don't clarify for him, his classmates are going to roast him alive. Zhao Yusin said with a smile, preparing to send a reply. But Su Yang quickly stopped her. Sweetheart, it's better if I handle this. I can't type while driving, so use my phone and send the message for me. Okay. Zhao Yusin nodded obediently. She understood this was Su Yang's way of protecting her and fulfilling his responsibility as a husband. Then, she picked up Su Yang's phone and typed a message in the group chat. Classmates, what Yongqiang said is true. I've already broken up with Zhao Yilu. By fate, I realized that Yusin is the one I'm truly meant to love. Fortunately, we love each other, so today we registered our marriage and officially became husband and wife. We'll be holding our wedding soon, and we hope all of you can attend. Thank you. Nighttime. Zhao Yilu had just taken a shower and was lying on her bed playing with her phone. Knock, knock. There was a knock at the door. Yilu, are you asleep? It was her mother, Lu Yujuan's, voice. I'm about to sleep, Mom. What is it? Zhao Yilu put down her phone. For her mother to knock at this hour, there must be something important. Otherwise, she wouldn't have knocked for no reason. Come out for a bit. Your father, your brother, and I need to talk to you about something, Lu Yujuan said. Okay. Zhao Yilu agreed. A short while later, she came out of her bedroom and sat on the sofa in the living room. Across from her sat three people. One of them was an elegant woman who bore a resemblance to Zhao Yilu, her mother, Lu Yujuan. The other two were her stepfather, Yang Tiancheng, and Yang Tiancheng's son, Yang Jingsheng. Yang Jingsheng was 5 years older than her and not particularly capable. He worked at the restaurant group where Yang Tiancheng was employed. Yang Tiancheng was a deputy general manager of the restaurant group, and through his connections, Yang Jingsheng managed to secure a position as a sales supervisor. Lu Yujuan also worked at the restaurant group, holding a supervisory position in the operations department. Zhao Yulu, on the other hand, studied finance and worked at a bank. What is it? Zhao Yulu asked as soon as she sat down. Yulu, how are things progressing with young Master Chen these past 2 days? Yang Jingsheng asked eagerly. He was referring to Chen Guanglei, whom he had introduced to Zhao Yulu. His intention was to have Zhao Yulu marry Chen Guanglei, thus securing a connection with this wealthy second-generation heir. To be fair, the Yang family's living conditions weren't bad. They lived in a villa and were considered wealthy compared to the average person. But they weren't satisfied. Compared to tycoons with assets in the billions, their status was far from impressive. Chen Guanglei's father was one such tycoon, with a net worth in the billions. He owned an investment company, and Chen Guanglei was the heir to these assets. If they could secure this connection, it would be immensely beneficial to the Yang family. This was a decision jointly made by Yang Tiancheng and his son, with Lu Yujuan also in agreement. Nothing much. I just see him as a normal friend, Zhao Yulu replied. Yulu, Chen has a family fortune worth billions. He's expressed very clearly to me that he likes you. If you become his girlfriend, he's willing to marry you. Marrying into a billionaire family means you'll never have to worry about your future. And you still see him as just a friend? You don't know how lucky you are. Yang Jingsheng said with some dissatisfaction. Yulu, I also think young Master Chen is a good person. He's completely trustworthy as a life partner, Lu Yujuan added, trying to persuade her. She naturally wanted Zhao Yulu to marry Chen Guanglei. That way, her own life would improve as well. Becoming the mother-in-law of a billionaire heir would mean that even receiving tens of millions as pocket money wouldn't be out of the question. When that happened, she'd have bragging rights in front of her friends and family. Who wouldn't look up to her? Mom, I understand, Zhao Yulu said dismissively. Yulu, don't tell me you're still thinking about that Su Yang? He's just a poor kid with no chance of rising above his station. He'll spend his entire life at the bottom of society, working himself to the bone just to afford a house and spending his life paying off a mortgage to the bank. In this world, love doesn't put food on the table, you need financial strength. Only someone like Chen Guanglei, with his wealth and status, is worthy of you. You need to think carefully and stop dwelling on Su Yang. Yang Tiancheng frowned as he spoke. He had met Su Yang before and knew he was just a poor kid. Although Su Yang was polite and good-looking, his family background was terrible. He came from a small town in the countryside, the kind of person who filled Jiangqing but rarely succeeded. Most people like him ended up returning to their hometowns, while only a few managed to scrape together enough to buy a house. But even then, they spent their lives working to pay off their loans. There was no way his stepdaughter could marry someone like Su Yang. It wouldn't benefit the Yang family at all. Only marrying someone like Chen Guanglei could bring value to their family. The truth was, Zhao Yulu's breakup with Su Yang was influenced by both her own materialistic mindset, which had developed growing up in such a family, and her family's constant badmouthing of Su Yang. On the day Su Yang proposed, Zhao Yulu decided to break up with him. Hearing Yang Tiancheng's words, Lu Yujuan frowned. Yulu, don't tell me you're still thinking about Su Yang or planning to get back together with him. She wouldn't allow it. If anyone in the family was most against Zhao Yulu and Su Yang being together, it was her. Her daughter was so beautiful, how could she marry a poor boy from a small rural town? She should marry a second-generation heir or, at the very least, a successful entrepreneur. She shared the same view as Yang Tiancheng. Someone like Su Yang would struggle for his entire life just to make ends meet. If anything went wrong financially, it would burden their family. She had constantly pushed Zhao Yulu to break up with Su Yang. Now that they had finally broken up, she was relieved. But hearing Yang Tiancheng's comment, she became anxious, suspecting Zhao Yulu might still have feelings for Su Yang. Mom, no. It's impossible for me to get back together with Su Yang. He's already with my sister, Yusin. Zhao Yulu said. What? Both Lu Yujuan and Yang Tiancheng froze in shock. What's going on? Su Yang is now with Yulu's younger sister, Zhao Yusin? Yulu, what's happening? Explain this to me clearly. Lu Yujuan asked anxiously. Just like I said, Su Yang and Yusin are married. I can't be with him anymore, Zhao Yulu said. Damn. Yang Jingsheng cursed. What the hell? Su Yang is ridiculously lucky. He broke up with the older sister and then married the younger one? Twin sisters, both his? Not even someone like Chen Guanglei could pull that off. Yang Tiancheng was also jealous, though he hid it better than his son. What's so special about Su Yang? How did he manage to marry Zhao Yusin right after breaking up with Zhao Yulu? Yusin is with Su Yang? How could this happen? I just pulled you out of that mess, and now Yusin has jumped into it. What is she thinking? Lu Yujuan's face turned sour. Both her daughters were involved with Su Yang. What kind of situation was this? Even she, as a woman, couldn't help feeling jealous of Su Yang's luck. The more she thought about it, the angrier she became. Mom, that's just how it is. As for me and Chen Guanglei, I'll take things slow. Even if I agree to date him, it won't be so soon. As for Su Yang, he's in the past. I'm tired. I'm going back to my room. With that, Zhao Yulu got up and returned to her room. What is Yusin thinking? She actually got together with Su Yang and even registered their marriage. No way, I have to talk some sense into her. I can't let her fall into the trap that is Su Yang. Lu Yujuan's face darkened. She immediately pulled out her phone and dialed Zhao Yusin's number. At this moment, Zhao Yusin was nestled in Su Yang's arms, watching TV with a happy smile on her face. Her phone rang. When she glanced at the screen, she saw it was Lu Yujuan calling. Although she didn't consider Lu Yujuan her mother and hadn't saved her number, she still remembered the number. Sometimes, Lu Yujuan would call her and try to instill materialistic ideas in her. Zhao Yusin had never been swayed by these attempts. In fact, she grew to dislike Lu Yujuan even more because of them. Who is it? Su Yang glanced at Zhao Yusin's phone screen. It's my mom, Zhao Yusin said as she got up from Su Yang's arms. Oh, go ahead and take the call, Su Yang said as he picked up the TV remote and muted the sound. Su Yang didn't have a good impression of Lu Yujuan. When he was with Zhao Yulu, he had once had a meal with Lu Yujuan and Yang Tiancheng, along with Yang's son. During the meal, the three of them had looked down on him with condescending eyes, belittling him and telling him to leave Zhao Yulu so he wouldn't ruin her future. That meal had deeply hurt his pride. But because he really liked Zhao Yulu, he endured it, believing that with hard work, he could eventually give Zhao Yulu a happy life and prove them wrong. However, before he could fulfill that vow, Zhao Yulu broke up with him. Okay, Zhao Yusin nodded and answered the phone without saying anything. Yusin, I just heard from Yulu that you and Su Yang got married? Lu Yujuan asked directly. It wasn't so much a question as it was an accusation. Her tone was stern, angry, and filled with frustration. Yes, we did. What about it? Zhao Yusin replied calmly. You're asking me, what about it? Do you even realize what a terrible decision you've made? This decision will ruin your entire life. Before others find out, you need to divorce Su Yang tomorrow. If you explain it to future boyfriends, they won't mind. But you must end this. Lu Yujuan said furiously. I think my decision is fine. On the contrary, I think Yulu's decision was the wrong one. I love Su Yang, so I chose to be with him. As for this decision ruining my life, that's nonsense. I believe I've already found a happy life. I know how you think. You only see things through a materialistic lens. You think Su Yang's family isn't good enough and that he can't establish himself in Jiangcheng. But let me tell you, I believe in Su Yang. He will succeed. Being with the person I love is happiness. A happy life isn't something given by others, it's something you create yourself. Su Yang may not have much now, but I'm confident that as long as we work hard together, we'll have the happy life we want. Zhao Yusin's words were sharp and direct. On the other end of the line, Lu Yujuan fell silent for a moment before snapping back, her tone trembling with anger. Zhao Yusin, are you trying to infuriate me to death? All this talk about a happy life, about creating happiness through hard work, if that were so easy, wouldn't everyone in this society be living a good life? It seems you still haven't adjusted your thinking after leaving school. If you don't listen to me, you'll regret it when life crushes you and you turn into a bitter, tired woman. Lu Yujuan's voice shook with rage as she scolded Zhao Yusin harshly. Believing that hard work could lead to a good life, these were the words of someone still stuck in the idealistic mindset of a student. But Zhao Yusin had already graduated, and hearing such naive talk from her now was unbearable for Lu Yujuan. Mom, I won't regret it. And you're not anyone to me, so you don't need to interfere in my life. Don't call me again, Zhao Yusin said and hung up the phone. You. Lu Yujuan's face turned livid with anger, and she nearly threw her phone in frustration. But then she remembered it was a new flagship model she'd just bought for over 8,000 yuan, so she refrained. It seems your younger daughter doesn't listen to you, Yang Tiancheng remarked. She's driving me mad. Lu Yujuan was still fuming. Well, your younger daughter has nothing to do with us. What matters is Yulu. We need to focus on persuading her to accept Chen Guanglei's pursuit. If she can secure a relationship with someone like him, our future will be worry-free, Yang Tiancheng said meaningfully. You're right. I can't control Zhao Yusin anymore. My focus should be on Yulu. We need to convince her to be with Chen Guanglei as soon as possible, Lu Yujuan said, taking a deep breath to calm herself. Meanwhile, with Su Yang. Zhao Yusin put down her phone and snuggled back into Su Yang's arms. Don't worry, honey. I'll make you happy, Su Yang said. Although Zhao Yusin hadn't put the call on speaker, Su Yang had overheard the conversation. In the past, he might not have been confident saying such words after starting work. But now it was different. With the super life system, he was destined to reach the pinnacle of success. Providing Zhao Yusen with a happy life wouldn't be a problem. I trust you, honey, Zhao Yusen replied with a blissful smile. The next day. It was Zhao Yusen's father Zhao Hai's birthday. At 3 p.m., Su-young and Zhao Yusen went to a nearby grocery store to buy ingredients. After returning to Zhao Hai's home, they started cooking. Zhao Yusen was the head chef, while Su-young helped. Having grown up living with her father, Zhao Yusen had been very independent since childhood and had learned to cook by middle school. Her cooking skills were as good as her father's. The couple worked happily together in the kitchen, laughing and chatting. They didn't feel tired at all and instead found joy in the process. For Zhao Yusen, being with Su-young made everything enjoyable. For Su-young, he increasingly felt that marrying Zhao Yusen was the right choice. His feelings for her were growing stronger. At first, their marriage had been prompted by the system, with no real affection between them. But as they spent time together, he found himself falling for her more deeply with each passing day. Zhao Yusen was truly the perfect partner, capable in the kitchen and graceful in public. She was far better than Zhao Yulu, who never cleaned the house, didn't cook, and often refused to bring him along when meeting friends. Zhao Yusen, on the other hand, radiated joy whenever she was with him. By 6 p.m., most of the preparations were done. They only needed to cook the last few dishes once Zhao Hai returned and the guests arrived. 6 o'clock. Zhao Hai returned home. Dad, you're back. Zhao Yusen poked her head out of the kitchen. Yes, I'm back. Didn't you say you were coming with Su-young? Where is he? Zhao Hai nodded and looked around the living room and balcony, not seeing Su-young. He asked curiously. Zhao Yusen had already told him earlier that she and Su-young would arrive early to prepare the meal together. He had no objections, this tradition had been going on for years. Ever since Zhao Yusen started university, she had been the one to cook for his birthday every year. Dad, Su-young is in the kitchen with me. We've just finished the prep work, and we'll come out to sit with you soon. Once the guests arrive, I'll start cooking, Zhao Yusen said with a smile. Soon, Su-young and Zhao Yusen came out of the kitchen. Dad, Su-young greeted. Ah, sit down. Yusen's uncle and cousin will be here soon, along with one of my friends. You've met them before, so don't be too formal. Let's rest for now, Zhao Hai said, gesturing for them to sit. All right, Su-young nodded, then asked, the friend you mentioned, would that be Yi? Su-young hadn't met many of Zhao Hai's friends. Among the few he remembered, there was one named Lin Junyi who left a strong impression. This man, in his late 20s, was very close to Zhao Hai and often ate at Zhao Hai's small restaurant. Lin Junyi owned a company and arranged for his employees' meals to be catered by Zhao Hai's restaurant. He was a young billionaire and a rising star in the business world. Yes, that's him, Zhao Hai nodded. The three of them then started chatting casually about work, life, and other topics. Su-young found Zhao Hai to be a very approachable father-in-law. Oh, Dad, I asked Yulu yesterday, and she said she'd come, Zhao Yusen mentioned. Zhao Hai was momentarily surprised but then nodded. If she's coming, that's fine. Although his relationship with his eldest daughter, Zhao Yulu, wasn't great and they rarely kept in touch, he naturally wouldn't refuse her if she wanted to visit on his birthday. Ding dong. The doorbell rang. I'll get it, Zhao Yusen said, getting up to open the door. Yusen. Standing at the door was Zhao Yulu. Sis, you're here. Come in. Dad just got back not long ago, Zhao Yusen said as she let Zhao Yulu inside. Dad, happy birthday. Zhao Yulu handed Zhao Hai a gift. Thank you. Sit down, Zhao Hai said as he took the gift and placed it aside, gesturing for Zhao Yulu to sit. His attitude toward Zhao Yulu was neither warm nor cold, maintaining a sense of distance, unlike his warmth toward Zhao Yusen. After all, Zhao Yulu had left with Lu Yujuan when she was very young. Over the years, they hadn't seen each other much, sometimes only meeting 2 or 3 times a year. Moreover, Zhao Yulu had never celebrated his birthday before. This was the first time. Zhao Yulu sat down and glanced at Su-young without saying a word. Her main purpose in coming today was to strengthen her relationship with Zhao Hai and then ask to borrow money. As for Su-young, she didn't acknowledge him and didn't know what to say. Su-young maintained a calm demeanor. Since marrying Zhao Yusen, he had anticipated encountering such situations. He had completely let go of the past with Zhao Yulu and was focused on cherishing his present life with Zhao Yusen. To him, Zhao Yulu was just an ordinary acquaintance now. Because of Zhao Yulu's arrival, the atmosphere was a bit awkward. Zhao Hai tried his best to start conversations. Fortunately, the awkwardness didn't last long, as the doorbell rang again. Once again, Zhao Yusen went to open the door. Uncle, cousin, you're here. Come in, Zhao Yusen said warmly, pulling her cousin, Zhao Yuqing, inside. The two cousins had a great relationship, far better than the one between Zhao Yusen and Zhao Yulu. Her uncle, Zhao Jiang, followed them in. Second uncle, happy birthday, Zhao Yuqing said, handing over a gift. The gift included one from Zhao Jiang as well. Thank you. Please sit, Zhao Hai said with a smile, gesturing for them to take a seat. Uncle, cousin, Su Yang greeted them. Su Yang, looking sharp. Zhao Jiang said with a smile. Zhao Yuqing also nodded and greeted Su Yang with a smile. Both of them had a good impression of Su Yang. Zhao Jiang, in particular, thought Su Yang was a reliable young man and wished his own daughter, Zhao Yuqing, could find someone like him. Ding dong. The doorbell rang once more. That must be Yi, Zhao Yusin said, going to open the door. A handsome young man in his late 20s stood at the door. Yi, you're here. Come in, Zhao Yusin said happily, welcoming him in. It was indeed Zhao Hai's friend, Lin Junyi. Uncle Hai, happy birthday. Lin Junyi said, handing Zhao Hai a gift. Thank you. Please, have a seat, Zhao Hai said with a smile, accepting the gift and gesturing for him to sit down. Now that everyone is here, you all chat while I go cook. It'll be ready soon, Zhao Yusin said as she headed to the kitchen. Su Yang didn't follow her, there were only a few dishes left to cook, and she didn't need his help anymore. Su Yang, when are you and Yulu planning to get married? Zhao Jiang asked. Uncle, Yulu and I broke up. I'm with Yusin now, and we've already registered our marriage, Su Yang said awkwardly. Although he didn't think it was a big deal and was comfortable discussing it with friends or classmates, he still felt a bit embarrassed in front of Zhao Yusin's elders. What? Not only was Zhao Jiang stunned, but Zhao Yuqing and Lin Junyi were also taken aback. All three of them knew Su Yang as Zhao Yulu's boyfriend. How had he broken up with Zhao Yulu and then married Zhao Yusin so quickly? Even Zhao Jiang, an older man, struggled to process it, let alone Zhao Yuqing and Lin Junyi, who were also shocked by the dramatic turn of events. It felt like something out of a movie. Uncle, cousin, Yulu and I broke up amicably. Later, I realized Yusin was the one I truly wanted to spend my life with, so I confessed to her, and we got together. To show our commitment to each other, we decided to register our marriage, Su Yang explained further. You. Zhao Jiang looked at Su Yang, then at Zhao Yulu, sighed, and said nothing. Young people's relationships were beyond his understanding, so he chose not to comment. Yulu, Su Yang seems like a great guy. Why did you break up with him? You'll regret this in the future, Zhao Yuqing said, feeling sorry for Zhao Yulu. She had a good impression of Su Yang and thought Zhao Yulu had found a good boyfriend. She hadn't expected Zhao Yulu to let him go. From Su Yang's attitude toward Zhao Yulu, it was clear that the breakup must have been Zhao Yulu's decision. Zhao Yulu pursed her lips and said nothing. She couldn't explain. She couldn't admit that she thought Su Yang's family background wasn't good enough to give her the life she wanted. If she said that, wouldn't it make her seem materialistic? Her father, uncle, and cousin weren't materialistic people. If she admitted that, she'd definitely be scolded by her uncle and cousin. So, she chose to remain silent. Zhao Yuqing sighed and waved her hand. It's your choice. I won't interfere, but I just hope you don't regret it. Lin Junyi smiled and said, Su Yang, since you and Yusin are married now, live well together. I wish you both happiness. He was genuinely happy for them. Since he had a good relationship with Zhao Hai and thought of Zhao Yusin as a younger sister, he felt pleased that she had found someone reliable. In today's world, it was truly difficult for women to find dependable men. Thank you, We definitely will, Su Yang said gratefully. As they chatted, more than half an hour passed quickly. Dinner's ready. Zhao Yusin's voice rang out. She brought the dishes to the table, and Su Yang immediately went over to help. Soon, the two of them had all the dishes set up on the table. Su Yang laid out bowls, chopsticks, and glasses, pouring a drink for everyone. Dad, happy birthday. Uncle, happy birthday. Hi, happy birthday. Uncle Hai, happy birthday. One by one, everyone offered a toast to Zhao Hai. The birthday dinner ended in a very cheerful atmosphere. Zhao Hai ended up drunk. He was in a great mood today. He had always worried about his daughter's relationships. She hadn't dated anyone in college, nor had she had a boyfriend after starting work. Now, she was finally with Su Yang. The weight on his heart was finally lifted. He thought very highly of Su Yang. His character, his demeanor, and his genuine feelings for Zhao Yusin were all excellent. With those three qualities, Su Yang couldn't go too far wrong in life, and Zhao Yusin's future wouldn't be bad either. Unlike his ex-wife, Lu Yujuan, who was always fixated on having their daughter marry into a wealthy family, Zhao Hai's expectations for a son-in-law were simple. As long as his daughter was happy, he was satisfied. In his joy, he drank a little more than usual. After seeing off the other guests, Su Yang and Zhao Yusin helped Zhao Hai back to his room to rest. Since Zhao Hai was drunk, Zhao Yusin was a little worried, so she and Su Yang decided to stay the night. As they lay in bed chatting, Zhao Yusen said, "Su-yang, Dad gave me 2 million yuan. When should we go look at houses, make a down payment, and buy a home? What do you think?" Since they were already married, she wanted a home of their own. The 2 million her father gave them could be used for the down payment. With the two of them working together to pay the mortgage, there wouldn't be much pressure. After all, she worked at a bank, and Su-yang worked at a publicly listed company. Both of their jobs were stable. In fact, with a 2 million down payment, she could even afford the mortgage herself by extending the repayment term without affecting her lifestyle. "Yusen, I want to wait a little before buying a house and use that money for something else," Su-yang said. In a few days, gold futures were expected to soar, and he had to seize the opportunity. The system's starter pack had given him 1 million yuan in capital, but he wanted to invest as much as possible. The larger the investment, the greater the return. The system's information was always accurate, so this investment was guaranteed to succeed. Gold futures were projected to rise by 30%. With 10x leverage, that equated to a 300% return, 3 million yuan in profit. With the 1 million yuan from the system, he could make 3 million. Adding Yusen's 2 million would give him a total of 3 million. Tripling that would yield 9 million. By reinvesting profits, he could earn even more. As for buying a house, there was no rush. Now that he had the system, he could easily afford a villa or a large luxury apartment in the future. He could even buy it outright with no mortgage, avoiding interest payments and bank exploitation. The day when he could buy a house in full wasn't far off. In just a few months, he could make enough money. For now, they could keep renting and move into a fully paid-for new home later. As for the predicted 2% drop in the value of D country's central bank stock, he decided not to get involved. "What do you want to do?" Zhao Yusen asked. "I've been optimistic about gold futures lately. I think they're going to surge. I want to invest in them. I have 1 million yuan, and if we add your 2 million, we could earn a few million. What do you think?" Su-yang explained his idea. If Zhao Yusen wasn't willing, he wouldn't force her. At worst, he'd earn a bit less and delay the house purchase slightly. It wasn't a big deal. He wouldn't hold it against her. "Sure." Zhao Yusen agreed without hesitation. "You're not afraid I'll lose it all?" Su-yang was surprised. He had expected her to ask for details and agree only if the plan seemed feasible. But she had agreed so quickly, without even asking about the specifics. "I'm not afraid. We're still young, and sometimes it's okay to take some risks. If we lose the money, it won't affect our lives. Worst case, we just delay buying a house for a few more years," Zhao Yusen said with a carefree attitude. She didn't have any objections to futures trading. As a finance graduate, she understood how futures worked. Trading futures was perfectly normal. "Yusen, thank you. Don't worry. This investment won't fail," Su-yang said, deeply moved, and gave her a firm promise to reassure her. "Okay, I trust you," Zhao Yusen nodded repeatedly. The next day, Su-yang and Zhao Yusen got up and took the subway to work together. Zhao Yusen withdrew the money and transferred it to Su-yang's bank account. After receiving the money, Su-yang went to a futures trading office near his company, opened an account, and deposited the funds into the futures trading account. He then invested the entire amount in gold futures and waited for the price to rise. Meanwhile, Zhao Hai was busy at his small restaurant. After working for a while, his phone rang. "Yulu," he said, seeing his eldest daughter's name on the screen before answering. "Dad, are you busy?" Zhao Yulu asked. "Not busy. What's the matter?" Zhao Hai replied. "Dad, I'd like to borrow some money," Zhao Yulu said hesitantly. Their father-daughter relationship wasn't close, so asking to borrow money took some courage on her part. "Borrow money? What do you need it for?" Zhao Hai asked. "I have a friend who found a good investment project. It'll yield high returns in a short time. I'd like to borrow money to invest," Zhao Yulu explained vaguely. She didn't mention who the friend was, what the project entailed, or how much the returns would be. "How much do you need?" Zhao Hai asked. He quickly realized why his eldest daughter had come to his birthday dinner the previous night. It was to pave the way for borrowing money. This made him feel uncomfortable. He didn't press for more details. Since Zhao Yulu wasn't volunteering them, she probably didn't want to share. If she didn't want to say, he wouldn't insist. "Dad, lend me all the extra money you have," Zhao Yulu said. "Sure, send me your bank account number, and I'll transfer it to you. But I have to tell you, I only have 50,000 yuan left," Zhao Hai replied. "What? Only 50,000 yuan? How is that possible?" Zhao Yulu exclaimed in disbelief. "Dad, if you don't want to lend me money, just say so. Don't come up with this 50,000 yuan nonsense. Who are you trying to fool? I'm not a 3-year-old. Zhao Hai said, "Believe it or not, my savings really only amount to 50,000 yuan right now. That's impossible. You've been running a restaurant for so many years, there's no way you don't have more savings, Zhao Yulu said, refusing to believe him. She was well aware of Zhao Hai's situation. Running a restaurant for so many years, he should have been able to save a bit each year. Over time, he should have accumulated at least 1 or 2 million yuan. Zhao Hai said, I did have savings, 2 million yuan, but I gave that money to Yusin. Since she and Su Yang got married, I gave her the money to make a down payment on a house. After a pause, he added, and even if I hadn't given the money to Yusin, I wouldn't lend you that much. I want to save the money for Yusin. This was the truth. Over the years, he had raised Zhao Yusin, and she was a kind and thoughtful daughter. In contrast, Zhao Yulu had lived with her mother, his ex-wife, and they only met occasionally. There wasn't much emotional connection between them. There was no way he would lend Zhao Yulu a large sum of money. Zhao Yulu said, Wow, Dad, you're really straightforward. Zhao Hai said, That's just how I am. Now, do you want the 50,000 yuan or not? If you want it, send me your bank account number, and I'll transfer it. If not, let's leave it at that. Zhao Yulu replied, Forget it. With the conversation reaching this point, she couldn't possibly ask for the money anymore. Besides, she had intended to borrow a large sum. 50,000 yuan wasn't worth her effort. Zhao Hai said, Good, I'll keep it for cash flow. Otherwise, I'd have to borrow money from friends. This was also true. The 50,000 yuan he had was meant for his restaurant's operational needs. If he gave it to Zhao Yulu, he really would have to borrow money from friends to tide things over. I'm hanging up. Feeling helpless, Zhao Yulu ended the call. After some thought, she dialed Zhao Yusin's number. Hello, sis, Zhao Yusin answered, not busy at the moment. Yusin, Dad gave you 2 million yuan for a house down payment, didn't he? Zhao Yulu asked directly. Yes, that's right. Why? Zhao Yusin replied. I have a friend who found a great investment project. Could you hold off on buying a house and lend me the 2 million? I'll return it within 3 months, along with 500,000 yuan in interest. How about that? Zhao Yulu suggested. According to what Chen Guanglei had said, Blackstone Technologies stock was guaranteed to multiply several times. Investing 2 million yuan could yield 5 or 6 million yuan in profit. Offering 500,000 yuan in interest was no problem at all. An investment project that profitable? Zhao Yusin sounded skeptical. Borrowing 2 million yuan and promising 500,000 yuan in interest within 3 months, working in the banking industry, she knew exactly what such terms implied. Yes, absolutely. Please lend me the money, Zhao Yulu insisted. I'm sorry, but I can't. I already gave the money to Su Yang, Zhao Yusin said. She was tempted by the offer but couldn't ask Su Yang to return the money. You gave it to him? Even if it's for the house, you could have waited to pay the down payment later. Zhao Yulu said, confused. Su Yang wanted to trade in futures, so I gave him the money, Zhao Yusin explained honestly. What? He's trading in futures? Zhao Yulu exclaimed in shock. Yes, he said he's optimistic about gold futures and expects the price to rise significantly. So, I gave him the money, Zhao Yusin said. Yusin, are you out of your mind? Futures trading is extremely risky. Do you know how many people have gone bankrupt trading futures? Zhao Yulu said angrily. I know the risks of futures trading, but I trust Su Yang. His judgment won't be wrong, Zhao Yusin said. Trust Su Yang? Zhao Yulu's lips twitched. Yusin, you're going to ruin yourself. Even investment experts can't guarantee their judgments are always correct. Who does Su Yang think he is, risking your house money on futures? Hearing this, Zhao Yusin was upset. Sis, I won't let you talk about Su Yang like that. If he says he can make money, then he will. Zhao Yulu was speechless. My foolish sister, you're truly naive. Blind trust like this will only hurt you. Zhao Yusin said firmly, I believe in Su Yang. Zhao Yulu felt like there was no way to reason with Zhao Yusin anymore. After some thought, she said, You said he's buying gold futures, right? Yes, Zhao Yusin replied. Fine, I'll call him. If I can convince him to lend me the money, you won't object, right? Zhao Yulu asked. Raising an eyebrow, Zhao Yusin said, If you can do that, I won't object. She didn't believe Su Yang would agree. All right, Zhao Yulu said. She ended the call. Instead of calling Su Yang immediately, she texted Chen Guanglei. Zhao Yulu, I need to talk to you. Do you have time? Chen Guanglei, if it's you, I'll make time no matter what. Is this about agreeing to dinner and a movie tonight? Zhao Yulu, no, I wanted to ask your opinion on the gold futures market. At that moment, Chen Guanglei was lying on a king-sized bed in a private clubroom, with a blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman beside him. Seeing Zhao Yulu's message, he quickly checked his father's company's analysis of gold futures and sent it to her. Chen Guanglei, fundamentally, gold futures are affected by global economic downturns, which are likely to reduce demand for gold. Technically, prices are already at a relative high, with significant resistance to further increases. The likelihood is that prices will fall, so short selling is recommended. Zhao Yulu, got it. Thanks. Chen Guanglei, do you have time tonight for dinner and a movie? Zhao Yulu, no, I have other things to do tonight. Chen Guanglei, alright, maybe next time. Putting down his phone, Chen Guanglei sneered. One day, I'll have you under me. He turned to the blonde woman beside him, his desire reigniting, and pounced on her again. Soon, the room was filled with the sounds of passion. Zhao Yulu, unaware of what was happening on the other side, dialed Su Yang's number. The call connected quickly. Su Yang, I need to talk to you, Zhao Yulu said. What is it? Su Yang asked calmly. My sister gave you the 2 million yuan she got for the house down payment, right? Zhao Yulu asked. Yes, Su Yang replied. She said you're planning to invest it in gold futures? Zhao Yulu pressed. Yes, Su Yang confirmed. I'm telling you, don't do it. Gold futures prices are going to drop. If you invest, you'll lose everything, Zhao Yulu warned. I don't think so. I believe they'll rise, and rise significantly, Su Yang said. Zhao Yulu said, don't underestimate me. When I say gold futures will drop, it's not my own judgment. A friend of mine told me. His family owns an investment company, and their senior analyst made this assessment. Their accuracy rate is very high. Su Yang replied, I only trust my own judgment. Did you call just to persuade me not to buy gold futures? If you have something to say, just get to the point. Zhao Yulu said, I want you to lend me the 2 million. I have a great investment project that can generate big returns quickly. I'll pay you back in 3 months with 500,000 yuan in interest. What do you think? Su Yang said, not interested. I don't know how many 500,000 yuan I can make from gold futures. Zhao Yulu was furious. Why won't you listen to reason? I'm telling you, gold futures will drop. That money is as good as gone. If you sell now, even if you take a small loss, it's better than losing everything. I'm doing this for your own good. Don't be so ungrateful. Su Yang said, sorry, but I don't need your advice. I believe gold futures will rise, and they definitely will. If you don't have anything else to say, I'll hang up, I'm very busy. With that, Su Yang hung up the phone. Damn it. Zhao Yulu gritted her teeth in anger. After thinking for a moment, she called Zhao Yusin. The call was quickly answered. Yusin, Su Yang said he's already invested the money in gold futures. I tried to persuade him to sell, but he wouldn't listen. Can you talk to him for me? Zhao Yulu said. Zhao Yusin replied, if he's already invested, then that's that. I trust him. Zhao Yulu was exasperated. Yusin, let me be honest with you. Do you remember the guy I was with the other day when you and Su Yang ran into me at the mall? His dad is the president of an investment company. Their senior analyst says gold futures will drop. If you don't make Su Yang sell now, you'll lose every penny. Hearing this, Zhao Yusin hesitated for a moment but quickly said, I trust Su Yang, he won't make a mistake. In truth, it wasn't that she trusted Su Yang's judgment of the futures market. What she trusted was Su Yang's character and his sense of responsibility. She believed that Su Yang wouldn't invest such a large sum in gold futures unless he was absolutely confident. While she didn't know how he was so sure of the price increase in the unpredictable futures market, she chose to trust him. Zhao Yulu said, Yusin, you're being too naive. Can't you have some independent judgment? I just don't understand how you can think so highly of Su Yang and trust him this much. Zhao Yusin replied, Su Yang is worth my trust. Leaving him was your biggest mistake. Honestly, I should thank you. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have gotten together with him. Zhao Yulu was livid. She took a deep breath and said, fine. I can't say anything bad about him without you snapping at me. I'm really trying to help you. If Su Yang doesn't sell the gold futures, Dad's hard-earned money, the down payment for your house, will be completely gone. Can you really bear to see Dad's efforts wasted like that? Unable to reason with her, Zhao Yulu decided to appeal to their father's sacrifice. But Zhao Yusin wasn't swayed. You don't need to say any more. I won't make him sell. Like I said, I trust him. She didn't want their father's hard-earned money to go to waste, but she also believed in Su Yang. Besides, even if they lost the money, it wouldn't be a big deal. At most, it would delay buying a house by a few years. Her father wouldn't blame her. In her eyes, even if the money was used to help Su Yang start a business and it was lost, it wouldn't matter. This wasn't life-altering money. It was okay to take a risk. You're going to drive me crazy. Zhao Yulu exclaimed, completely exasperated. She had no choice but to hang up. Her plan to borrow money had fallen apart. That evening, after dinner, Su Yang and Zhao Yusin sat on the sofa in the living room watching TV. Hubby, how are the gold futures doing? Zhao Yusin asked casually, still feeling a bit worried. Don't worry, honey. The price of gold will definitely go up, Su Yang said confidently. Okay, I believe you, Zhao Yusin said with a nod. By the way, sis kept pestering me today to convince you to sell and lend her the money. I didn't pay her any attention. Su Yang pinched her cheek gently. Thank you for trusting me, honey. Don't worry, I won't let you down. Hearing this, Zhao Yusin felt reassured. She nodded repeatedly and said, I trust you, hubby. The next morning. As soon as Su Yang woke up, he checked the gold futures market. The night before, the Federal Reserve in the United States had announced a 2% interest rate cut, far exceeding market expectations. The dollar index plummeted, and gold prices surged. Domestic gold futures hit the daily upper limit. Hubby, you're awake, Zhao Yusin said as she snuggled into his arms. Yep. I have good news for you, Su Yang said with a smile. What good news? Zhao Yusin asked, looking up. Gold futures hit the daily limit. Su Yang said, showing her his phone with the trading app displaying the price of gold futures. Really? Zhao Yusin's eyes widened. She saw that gold futures had indeed hit the limit and was overjoyed. Hubby, you're amazing. She couldn't resist leaning in and kissing him on the cheek. I told you I wouldn't let you down, Su Yang said with a smile. He had never doubted the outcome. Checking the gold prices first thing in the morning was just to ease Zhao Yusin's worries. It would have been impossible for her not to worry. After all, the 2 million yuan she had given him came from her father's hard-earned savings for the down payment on her house. If they had lost it, Zhao Yusin might have cried. But now everything was fine, and Zhao Yusin didn't need to worry anymore. Hubby. I trust you. Zhao Yusin's smile grew even brighter. Even though she had trusted Su Yang, she had still been anxious. After all, it was her father's money. The two stayed in bed a while longer before getting up. Over breakfast, Zhao Yusin said, Hubby, he called me last night and said he's treating us to dinner tonight. Don't forget, okay? This was a call from Lin Junyi the night before. Don't worry, I won't forget, Su Yang said. That evening, Su Yang and Zhao Yusin left work and went to the private restaurant Lin Junyi had mentioned. Inside the private room, Lin Junyi was already waiting for them. The two greeted him in unison. You're here. Sit down, Lin Junyi said, motioning for them to take a seat. Is there something special you want to share with us tonight? Zhao Yusin asked as she sat down with Su Yang. No special reason. I just wanted to chat. You two haven't had a meal with me alone since you got together. Consider this dinner my way of congratulating you both, Lin Junyi said with a smile. Thank you, Both Su Yang and Zhao Yusin expressed their gratitude. Lin Junyi was genuinely a thoughtful and kind person. Soon, the dishes were served, specialties of the restaurant. It was Su Yang's first time dining at such an exclusive private restaurant. With his salary, this was an unaffordable luxury. Even when he was with Zhao Yilu, Lin Junyi had never invited them for a meal. After all, Lin Junyi was close to Zhao Hai and Zhao Yusin, not Zhao Yilu. It was only because he was now with Zhao Yusin that Lin Junyi invited them both. Otherwise, Su Yang wouldn't have had the chance to come. After a few rounds of drinks and several dishes, Lin Junyi brought up a topic. Su Yang, Yusin, have you been following short videos recently? Su Yang shook his head. No. It became clear that Lin Junyi had a deeper reason for inviting them to dinner. Zhao Yusin asked, what's on your mind? I think short videos are quite interesting. I've started dabbling in them myself, but the results haven't been ideal. I think you two should look into it. If you can make it work, it could become a good source of extra income. Right now, there aren't many opportunities for office workers to earn side income. If there's a field with explosive potential, it's the short video market, Lin Junyi explained. He wanted to discuss this opportunity with them. While both of them had stable jobs, stability often meant little room for dramatic improvement. To live a better life or move up in social class would be challenging. By sharing this idea, he hoped to help them make some extra money. It was a heartfelt suggestion from someone who truly wanted to help. Su Yang and Zhao Yusin understood his intentions. Zhao Yusin said, Thank you, We'll look into it and figure out how to make it work. If we can, it would definitely increase our income. Su Yang nodded. Thank you, Although Su Yang had his system and wasn't worried about earning money in the future, he greatly appreciated Lin Junyi's thoughtfulness. Moreover, venturing into the short video market sounded like a worthwhile idea. Lin Junyi waved his hand. It's just a suggestion. It's up to you to decide. Elsewhere. Zhao Yilu and Chen Guanglei were having dinner at a Western restaurant. Zhao Yilu said, Chen Guanglei, didn't you say gold prices would drop? Last night, they hit the upper limit. She had checked the gold futures market that morning. Initially, she wanted to see if the price had fallen so she could convince Su Yang to cut his losses and lend her the remaining money. But when she looked, she was stunned. The previous night, the Federal Reserve in Lighthouse Country had cut interest rates by 2%, causing gold prices to skyrocket. Domestic gold futures immediately hit the upper limit. During the day, prices were still firmly locked at the limit. By the time the market reopened tonight, it was highly likely there would be another surge, possibly another limit up. This left Zhao Yulu feeling very frustrated. Her hopes of borrowing money from Su Yang and Zhao Yusin were completely dashed. Even mocking them was now impossible. What baffled her the most was how Su Yang had been so confident that gold prices would rise. He had invested the entire 2 million yuan meant for a house down payment. After 4 years of dating Su Yang, Zhao Yulu thought she knew him well. Su Yang was not the type to take risks. If he didn't have absolute confidence, there was no way he would gamble the 2 million yuan like that. What gave him such certainty? Could it be that Su Yang actually had exceptional investment skills and could predict with certainty that gold prices would rise? Impossible. Even the world's top investment experts couldn't make 100% accurate predictions about whether a futures market would rise or fall. Su Yang's actions seemed reckless, like those of a gambler. But he wasn't a gambler, and that's what made it so puzzling. Thinking back on what she had said to Su Yang and Zhao Yusin on the phone, Zhao Yulu felt like a clown. She had insisted gold prices would fall, only to see them rise and hit the upper limit. It was as if the market was mocking her, slapping her in the face. Her frustration was further compounded by disappointment in Chen Guanglei. After all, it was his analysis that had predicted a drop in gold prices. Chen Guanglei forced a sheepish smile and explained, "Yulu, you can't blame me for this. This was a black swan event. No one expected the Federal Reserve to cut rates, let alone by 2%. Even large international investment funds suffered huge losses." Zhao Yulu glanced at him and said, "But Su Yang bought in early and made a fortune." Chen Guanglei's face froze, and he quickly said, "That's just luck. In the world of financial investment, luck isn't sustainable. People like him will lose money just as quickly as they make it. Trust me, he'll eventually suffer a massive loss in the market." Zhao Yulu thought his reasoning made sense. But this time, Su Yang had indeed made money, leaving her with no arguments in front of Zhao Yusin and him. Chen Guanglei added, "Yulu, believe me, I know this industry well. Many people make money when the market happens to favor them, earning millions or even tens of millions without understanding why. But because it's not based on skill, they eventually lose it all, even their principal. So, don't envy Su Yang. Pity him instead. This will only strengthen his gambler's mindset, and he'll keep taking risks until he loses everything. That's the inevitable outcome for someone like Su Yang." Zhao Yulu hesitated. "Really? Can't he just stop after making money?" Chen Guanglei said, "That's impossible. Once he's tasted success, he'll keep going until he's bankrupt. The financial market is full of people like him." Zhao Yulu frowned. "Then Yusin's future will be miserable, won't it?" It wasn't that she cared about her sister, she just thought it was a waste for her sister to stay with Su Yang. Of course. When Su Yang goes bankrupt, how good can your sister's life be? "You should try persuading her to leave him," Chen Guanglei said. He was deeply envious and resentful of Su Yang. How could a poor kid from a small town win over not just one but both sisters? Meanwhile, as a rich second-generation heir, he hadn't even succeeded with Zhao Yulu yet. Of course, he was confident that he would eventually get Zhao Yulu. And if Su Yang and Zhao Yusin broke up, perhaps he could also experience the joy of being with both sisters, just like Su Yang. That was the kind of life he considered truly winning. Zhao Yulu shook her head. "Yusin won't listen to me. Yesterday, I tried to get her to convince Su Yang to sell his gold futures, but she kept saying she trusted him. Now that gold prices have risen and Su Yang has made money, she'll listen to me even less." Chen Guanglei nodded. "That's true. Wait until he loses money, then try again. It'll be easier to persuade her then." Zhao Yulu nodded. "If Su Yang does lose money, I'll try to convince her." Chen Guanglei smirked. That day isn't far off. Su Yang made money this time, so he's likely to reinvest soon, probably going all in again. Let's wait and watch him fall from heaven to hell. Chen Guanglei said, "By the way, Yulu, how's it going with raising money to buy Blackstone Technologies stock?" Zhao Yulu shook her head. "Not much. I've only managed to gather 200,000. She hadn't been able to borrow much money. After calculating, she realized she could only scrape together 200,000 by maxing out her credit cards and taking loans from various online platforms." Chen Guanglei said, "That's too little. Even if the stock multiplies, you won't make much. If I didn't need the money to invest in this stock myself, I'd lend you some. You really need to figure out a way to borrow more. Opportunities like this don't come around often." Zhao Yulu said, "I know. I'll try to figure something out." If necessary, she would thicken her skin and try borrowing from friends again. Chen Guanglei's eyes gleamed with an idea. Yulu, I have another suggestion. This might be a chance to make big money. Zhao Yulu was curious. What suggestion? Chen Guanglei smiled. My uncle runs an antique shop on Antique Street. I've learned a bit about antiques from him. Why don't we go to Antique Street this weekend? We might stumble upon a rare find. If we do, we can split the profit 50-50. How does that sound? This plan served two purposes. First, he could spend time with Zhao Yulu, strengthening their relationship. Second, he could show off his knowledge of antiques in front of her. Having both wealth and knowledge would surely make him more attractive to someone like Zhao Yulu. He had already spent money to impress her with limited success, so he decided to take a different approach. You know how to appraise antiques? Zhao Yulu looked at him with newfound respect. She hadn't expected that, as a rich second-generation heir, Chen Guanglei would also have expertise in antiques. Of course, Chen Guanglei said proudly. I've spent a lot of time in my uncle's shop learning about antiques. I may not be 100% accurate, but I'm confident in at least 90% of my judgments. Zhao Yulu couldn't help but praise him. That's impressive. Chen Guanglei chuckled. So, how about this Saturday? Let's check out Antique Street. Zhao Yulu nodded. All right. Su Yang and Zhao Yusin finished their meal and went their separate ways. At home, after taking a shower and lying in bed, they chatted about short video ideas. In the end, they couldn't decide on a concept and set the idea aside for now, as it wasn't urgent. Su Yang opened his futures trading app and laughed. Honey, gold futures hit the upper limit again today. Really? Zhao Yusin's eyes lit up, and she quickly leaned over to check. Hubby, you're amazing. Su Yang smiled. Of course. After all, who's your husband? You are. My husband is the best in the world, Zhao Yusin giggled, her eyes crinkling into crescent moons. In just 2 days, they had already made several million. Her faith in Su Yang had clearly paid off. Su Yang said, it's a pity the price hit the limit so quickly. I wanted to increase my position, but I'll have to wait until tomorrow. Futures differ from stocks in a critical way. In stocks, profits remain unrealized unless shares are sold. In futures trading, however, profits are settled daily. Gains from the day can be used the next day to buy more contracts or withdrawn as cash. Gold futures hitting the daily limit means a 7% rise. 2 consecutive days of limit ups resulted in a 14% increase. According to the system's information, gold was expected to rise by 30%. This meant there was still 16% of upward potential. With such certainty about further gains, Su Yang planned to use the floating profits to increase his position. Unfortunately, with today's limit up, he couldn't add to his position and would have to wait until tomorrow. Zhao Yusin asked, Hubby, the price has already risen so much. Can it really go higher? Won't adding to your position be too risky? She understood how future settlements worked and new profits could be reinvested. But she was concerned that if prices pulled back or fell, it could quickly lead to a margin call or even liquidation. Many people lost money this way, turning a profitable position into a loss because they didn't manage their risks. Su Yang laughed. Don't worry. You said it yourself, your husband is the best in the world. Don't you trust me? Zhao Yusin nodded earnestly. I trust you, hubby. The next morning, as soon as Su Yang woke up, he heard the system's notification in his mind. Ding! This Saturday at 3 p.m., a man named Guoshan will bring a painting by Wu Daozi, titled 100 Beasts, to a shop called Baibao Pavilion on Antique Street in Jiangcheng. The shop owner, Gao Chengguen, will misidentify it as a fake and purchase it for 10,000 yuan. A week later, he will sell it to a renowned antique collector for 50,000 yuan. After the sale, the collector will authenticate it as genuine, revealing its true value of 50 million yuan. Gao Chengguen will regret his mistake immensely. Su Yang's eyes lit up. This information was clearly guiding him to seize the opportunity. All he needed to do was show up at the shop and buy the painting. Time to make some serious money, Su Yang chuckled. What's making you so happy, hubby? Zhao Yusin asked as she snuggled into his arms. Your hubby has another money-making opportunity, Su Yang said, holding her close. Another one? But gold futures hit the limit last night. Where else can you make money? Zhao Yusin asked curiously. Money isn't only made in the futures market. This Saturday, let's go to Antique Street. What do you think? Su Yang suggested. Antique Street? Are you planning to hunt for hidden treasures? Zhao Yusin asked with curiosity. Exactly. Maybe we'll get lucky and find something valuable, Su Yang said with a smile. I'd love to go with you, but it's my turn to work this weekend, so I can't, Zhao Yusin said apologetically. She worked at a bank, and some Saturdays were designated workdays. This week, it happened to be her branch's turn to open, and she was on the schedule. Can't you switch shifts with someone? Su Yang asked. He understood her situation but really wanted her to experience the thrill of finding a treasure worth 50 million yuan with him. No, everyone at the bank is busy, and our weekends are planned according to the schedule. Zhao Yusin shook her head. All right, I'll go by myself, then, Su-young said reluctantly. Can't you go on Sunday instead? Zhao Yusin asked. She had Sunday off, so they could go together then. No, that won't work, Su-young replied. Why not? Zhao Yusin was confused. Su-young hesitated before saying, I have a feeling that if I go on Saturday, I'll find something. If I wait until Sunday, the opportunity will be gone. It was a terrible excuse, but it was the only one he could think of on the spot. Really? Zhao Yusin was stunned by the explanation, feeling it was hard to believe. It's true, Su-young said seriously. All right then, go ahead. I'd like to see how accurate your feeling really is, Zhao Yusin said. Sure, I'll bring back something amazing, Su-young replied. After chatting for a while, they got out of bed. While eating breakfast at a small shop outside, Su-young said, Honey, let's go shopping tonight and buy some things, all right? He wanted to buy some clothes for Zhao Yusin. Since being together with her, Su-young hadn't given her anything yet. Last time they went shopping, it was Zhao Yusin who bought him a few sets of clothes. This time, he decided to buy her some clothes in return. Okay, Zhao Yusin happily agreed. There isn't a girl who doesn't like shopping, especially with the man she loves. After breakfast, they both went to work. As soon as Su-young parted ways with Zhao Yusin, his phone rang. He took it out, looked at the caller ID, and immediately answered, Mom. It was his mother, Jiang Qiuping. Son, how's everything going? Jiang Qiuping asked. Mom, what do you mean exactly? Su-young replied. Don't play dumb with me. Last time, you asked me to send you the household registration book because you were planning to propose to your girlfriend. How did it go? Jiang Qiuping asked. She and Su-yang's father knew about his plans to propose. The two parents had been eagerly waiting for good news. But several days had passed without a word from Su-young, so Jiang Qiuping couldn't help but call to ask. Mom, I broke up with Yilu, Su-young said. What? Broke up? But didn't you propose? How did it end in a breakup? Jiang Qiuping fired off 4 rapid questions in disbelief. Mom, Yilu said I couldn't give her the life she wanted, so she broke up with me, Su-young explained. Sigh. After a long silence, Jiang Qiuping sighed deeply. Son, this is all my and your dad's fault. We couldn't achieve anything and weren't able to help you. Her son was still young and had unlimited potential in the future. It was clear that Su-yang's girlfriend had broken up with him because of their family's financial situation. Mom, you can't blame yourself for this. I can earn money on my own. Even though I broke up with Yilu, don't worry, you already have a daughter-in-law now, Su-young said. What do you mean? Jiang Qiuping was confused. You just said you broke up with your girlfriend. How could I have a daughter-in-law? Mom, even though I broke up with Yilu, I got married to her younger sister, Yusin, Su-young said with a laugh. What did you say? Jiang Qiuping was stunned. She had heard from her son that Zhao Yilu had a twin sister. What was going on? Her son broke up with his girlfriend, only to end up with her sister? And they were already married? Not only was Jiang Qiuping shocked, but the passengers on the subway around Su-young were also stunned. Wow, this guy broke up with his girlfriend and then hooked up with her sister? Man, my brain is fried. I've only seen plots like this in novels, never in real life. Well, novels are inspired by life. It's just that we hadn't encountered something like this until now. This guy has incredible luck. Sisters? That's a dream for so many men. Why doesn't stuff like this ever happen to me? Go home and dream about it tonight, maybe it will. I don't even want sisters, I'd settle for just having a girlfriend. Some people get to date sisters, while I don't even have a girlfriend. The difference between people is truly unbearable. The male passengers looked at Su-young with envy, jealousy, and resentment. The female passengers looked at him with curiosity, wondering what was so special about this guy. Sure, he was handsome and cheerful, but his clothes were regular, affordable brands, not luxury items. Clearly, he wasn't a rich second-generation heir. It was hard to figure out. Mom, as I said, I broke up with Yilu and then realized Yusin was the one who could truly be my lifelong companion. So, I married her. I'll find some time to bring her back to meet you and Dad, Su-young said. Alright, if you've made up your mind and already gotten married, your father and I won't say anything. Just remember one thing, treat her well. Now that you're married, you have a family. Learn to be frugal and take good care of your wife. Understand? As she spoke, Jiang Qiuping began giving motherly advice. Mom, I understand. Dad should be next to you, right? I need to get to work, so I won't talk to him. You can tell him, Su-young said. Alright, you go ahead. I'll tell him. Work hard. Goodbye, Jiang Qiuping said. after hanging up the phone. What happened? Something about breaking up and getting married? Su Yang's father, Su Deming, who was indeed next to her, asked in confusion. Su Yang said he broke up with his girlfriend but then got together with her twin sister and got married, Jiang Qiuping replied, smiling from ear to ear. No matter what, her son's future seemed settled, and they didn't need to worry as much anymore. Su Deming was stunned, his mind spinning. He didn't know what to say. After work that evening, Su Yang met up with Zhao Yusin. They went to a restaurant for dinner and then to the mall to shop. Su Yang took Zhao Yusin to a Chanel boutique. Honey, are we buying clothes here? Zhao Yusin glanced at the price tags and was a little intimidated. Although she was a Jiangqing local, her family's financial situation was average. Her father ran a small restaurant and raised her on his own. She had always known how hard her father worked and never compared herself to others. Even after starting her own job and earning a salary, she was very frugal, always opting for affordable brands when buying clothes, bags, or cosmetics. To be honest, this was her first time in a luxury store. We'll only get wealthier. Let's wear something nice. I transferred some money out of my futures account today, so we can buy something expensive tonight, Su Yang said with a smile. You took money out? How much? Zhao Yusin asked. Don't worry about the amount, just focus on picking what you like, Su Yang said, avoiding specifics. Honey, we should save the money for a house, Zhao Yusin said, still prioritizing buying a home. In her view, spending so much on luxury goods wasn't necessary. Don't worry. Give me some time, and we'll be able to buy a house outright. Trust me, okay? Su Yang reassured her. Of course, I trust you, Zhao Yusin nodded repeatedly. Good. Now pick out some clothes, shoes, and bags, Su Yang said. And so, the shopping began. Although Zhao Yusin admired many of the clothes, shoes, and bags, she only chose a single 6,000 yuan dress and refused to pick anything else. Su Yang, however, selected 3 outfits, 2 pairs of shoes, and 2 bags for her. At the checkout, the total came to 320,000 yuan. Honey, since you've bought me so many clothes, you have to buy some for yourself too, or I won't accept them, Zhao Yusin said. All right, I'll buy some too. Su Yang initially hadn't planned on buying anything for himself and just wanted to spoil his wife. But since Zhao Yusin insisted, he had no objection. After leaving the Chanel boutique, Zhao Yusin dragged Su Yang straight into the Armani boutique next door. They picked out clothes in a shopping spree, ending up with 3 outfits and 2 pairs of shoes for Su Yang. Su Yang didn't need bags, but the items he picked were even pricier than Zhao Yusin's. In total, they spent 450,000 yuan. As they walked out of the Armani boutique, Su Yang said, Honey, let's go buy a pair of watches, matching couple watches. Zhao Yusin's eyes lit up. Sure. She loved the idea. A couple's watch would be something they both wore daily. Every time she looked at her watch, she'd think of Su Yang, as if he were right there with her. The two headed to the Cartier boutique nearby. Welcome to Cartier, a young female sales associate greeted them as soon as they walked in. She paused and exclaimed, Oh, Su Yang, Yusin, is that you? Xueqian, it's you. Both Su Yang and Zhao Yusin recognized her and broke into smiles. This sales associate was their university classmate, He Xueqian. Neither of them had expected to run into her here. They had a good relationship with He Xueqian back in school. After graduation, everyone had been busy with work, so they lost touch. They didn't know what job she had taken. It turned out she worked as a sales associate here. What are you two looking to buy? Let me show you around, He Xueqian offered casually. She had already heard from their classmate Liang Yongqiang in the group chat that Su Yang and Zhao Yusin were now together, so she wasn't surprised to see them hand in hand. We're looking to buy watches, couple watches. Do you have any? Su Yang asked. Yes, of course. Follow me. Since they were old classmates, He Xueqian was more casual in her tone, though she still adhered to the basic etiquette required for customer service. She led them to the watch section. The watches varied in price, from a few thousand to tens of thousands, and even some in the hundreds of thousands or millions. There are 3 sets of couple watches to choose from. Here they are, He Xueqian said, introducing them in detail. The 3 options ranged in price, 28,000 yuan, 380,000 yuan, and 1.8 million yuan. Each set had a unique theme. Su Yang thought the 1.8 million yuan pair was the best. But Zhao Yusin refused to let him buy it, thinking it was far too extravagant. She felt the 28,000 yuan pair was good enough. Spending 28,000 yuan on 2 watches seemed reasonable to her. For her, the cost of the watches didn't matter as much as the sentiment behind them. However, Su Yang didn't agree to buy something so cheap. He didn't mind the price, but he wanted the best for his wife. After all, Zhao Yusin was already wearing outfits worth tens of thousands, carrying bags worth tens of thousands, and walking in shoes worth tens of thousands. Her watch should match her overall look. In the end, the two compromised and chose the 380,000 yuan pair. Xueqian, we'll take the 380,000 yuan set, Su Yang said. Su Yang, have you struck it rich? He Xueqian asked curiously. She had thought they would choose the 28,000 yuan pair. After all, she was familiar with their family backgrounds and personalities. They weren't the type to live beyond their means or spend lavishly to satisfy a superficial need for luxury. Plus, Su Yang was carrying shopping bags from Chanel and Armani, indicating they'd already gone on a luxury shopping spree before coming here. What was going on? Had they suddenly come into a fortune? I've made some money recently, Su Yang replied without giving details. It wasn't the right time to elaborate. Looks like you've really hit it big, He Xueqian said, quickly moving to pack up the watches. This sale would earn her a substantial commission. After completing the purchase, she walked them to the door and said, we haven't seen each other in ages. I'll be going back to my hometown soon, and it might be hard for us to meet again. Let's have a meal together before I leave. Sure, Su Yang and Zhao Yusin agreed without hesitation. They didn't ask why she was moving back, they figured they'd talk about it during the meal. Do you mind if I share your shopping story in the class group chat? He Xueqian asked, eager to share but mindful of their feelings. No problem. Go ahead, Su Yang replied. Great. The group chat is going to blow up tonight, she said with a laugh. After watching them leave, He Xueqian returned to work. At 10 p.m., after her shift ended, she sent a message to the class group chat. He Xueqian, hey everyone, I work at a Cartier boutique. Guess who I ran into today? Classmate A, who? He Xueqian, I ran into Su Yang and Yusin. Guess what they bought at the boutique? Classmate A, since they're together, maybe a necklace? Classmate B, yeah, I bet Su Yang bought Yusin a necklace. That's reasonable. He Xueqian, not a necklace. They bought a pair of couple watches, for 380,000 yuan. Classmate A, what? Are you serious? Classmate B, did Su Yang get rich, or did Yusin? Classmate C, what's going on? When did Su Yang and Yusin become so extravagant? Classmate D, it's probably Su Yang who made money. Knowing him, even if Yusin got rich, he wouldn't let her buy something so expensive for him. Classmate E, they're married now. Whoever made money, it doesn't matter, it's the same. Classmate F, 380,000. Wow, I'd have to lay bricks for years to earn that much. Classmate G, could Su Yang be a hidden rich second generation? Classmate H, stop scaring me. It's bad enough that he's with Yusin, making us all jealous. If he's secretly rich too, there's no point in us living anymore. Classmate K at Su Yang at Yusin, come out and show yourselves. He Xueqian, it's probably Su Yang who made the money. When they came in, Su Yang was carrying shopping bags from Chanel and Armani. Judging by the amount, he must have spent tens of thousands already. Classmate A, what's going on? Classmate B, is Su Yang really a hidden rich kid? Classmate C, don't be ridiculous. I visited Su Yang's house during sophomore year. His family is normal, just ordinary. Classmate D, your idea of ordinary isn't secretly a Shenzhen-level millionaire, is it? Classmate E, haha, since Shenzhen people said that, no one dares call themselves ordinary anymore. Classmate F, two major bombshells recently, both involving Su Yang and Yusin. I can't wait for the next one. Classmate G, Su Yang is the ultimate winner in life. He's got the wife and now the money too. Classmate K, yep, I'm so envious I could die. Classmate L, so, how exactly did Su Yang get all this money? Classmate H at Su Yang, come out and explain. Su Yang and Zhao Yusin finished their business and lay cuddling in bed. After a while, Zhao Yusin picked up her phone to check and noticed the class group chat had exploded. Honey, Xueqian shared the news about our shopping in the group. Zhao Yusin placed her phone in front of Su Yang. Let her share it. No problem, Su Yang said with a chuckle, unconcerned. After all, Xueqian had asked for his consent before posting. His group chat notifications were muted anyway. Unless someone tagged him directly, Su Yang usually didn't bother checking the messages. Someone tagged you and asked if you've struck it rich. Want to say something? Zhao Yusin giggled. Let me take a look first. Su Yang borrowed Zhao Yusin's phone to scan through the messages, then picked up his own phone and typed out a response. Su Yang, I made some money recently by investing in futures, so I went shopping with my wife. Nothing to make a fuss about. Classmate A, damn, the way you said that, doesn't it hurt your teeth from bragging? Classmate B, oh, so it's from investing in futures. I thought you were a hidden rich second-generation kid. Classmate C, yeah, I thought your family was one of those so-called ordinary families like in Shenzhen. Classmate D, from what Shueqian said, you guys bought a pair of watches for 380,000 yuan and spent tens of thousands more on clothes. Did you really make that much money just from futures? Classmate E, the best performing futures recently have been gold futures. They've hit the upper limit 2 days in a row. Did you buy gold futures? Suyang, yes, I did. I got lucky. The day after I bought in, it hit the upper limit. When you have money, of course, you treat your wife better. Classmate A, oh my god, your luck isn't just good, it's godlike. Classmate B, yeah, hitting the upper limit the day after buying in? That's insane luck. Classmate C, I held gold futures before, but I sold them off. The day after I sold, they hit the limit. I've been regretting it ever since. Classmate D, I bought in today. I wonder if it'll keep rising. Classmate C, I don't dare to buy back in. I'm afraid the fluctuations will kill me. Classmate F at Suyang, how much did you invest? Did you really make enough to buy a 380,000 yuan watch and tens of thousands in clothes? Classmate G, if you made that much, you must have invested a lot. Suyang, where'd you get so much money? Even if your family has money, your parents wouldn't give you that much, right? Suyang, I have a great wife and an amazing father-in-law. My father-in-law gave my wife 2 million yuan for a house down payment. My wife and I decided to invest it in futures instead. My family didn't have that much, I only had 1 million. Altogether, we invested 3 million. The 1 million yuan from the system reward was attributed to his family. It didn't matter since no one else knew the truth. Classmate A, damn, 3 million, all in? Weren't you afraid of liquidation? Classmate B at Suyang, you've got some guts. Hats off to you. Classmate C at Suyang, you've already made over 5 million from this, haven't you? Classmate D, you really found yourself an incredible wife. Classmate E, by the way, wasn't Zhao Yusin afraid you'd lose all the money? Suyang, a good wife trusts her husband. Zhao Yusin believed I wouldn't lose it. Classmate A wise wife leads to a prosperous household. Classmate B, no words. I didn't expect Zhao Yusin to trust you that much. Classmate C at Suyang, with just this wave of gold futures, you've turned your life around. Classmate D, yeah, earning millions in one shot. Classmate E, why didn't I think of investing in futures? Classmate C, sob. I did invest, but I sold too early. I'm drowning in regret. Classmate F, stop regretting. You weren't destined to make that kind of money, so don't blame anyone else. Classmate G, the key is, you didn't marry a good wife. Classmate H, exactly. That's the critical point. Look at Suyang, he married someone like Zhao Yusin and has it all now. Classmate K, alright, time to sleep. Tomorrow I'll work even harder, hoping to find a good wife like Suyang and turn my life around. Suyang skimmed through the messages, then put his phone down. He wrapped his arms around Zhao Yusin and drifted off to sleep. Before he knew it, Saturday arrived. When he woke up in the morning, the system notification rang in his mind. Ding! The host has obtained the master appraiser skill. In an instant, Suyang's mind was flooded with a wealth of appraisal knowledge, making him a master appraiser. Suyang's eyes lit up. Today, he had planned to visit the antique market to try his luck. With the master appraiser skill, he wouldn't just rely on the system's tip to acquire Wu Daozi's 100 Beast Scroll. He could also explore the market and use his skills to see if he could spot other hidden treasures. Honey, I'm off to work. I hope you snag a big find at the antique market this afternoon. After breakfast, Zhao Yusin kissed Suyang goodbye and headed to work. Suyang stayed home to relax, leaving for the market at 2 p.m. Meanwhile, at the Treasure Pavilion antique shop on the market street, the owner, Gao Chengguan, was chatting with a middle-aged man and a young couple. The middle-aged man was Gao Chengguan, the shop owner. The young couple was Zhao Yulu and Chen Guanglei. After lunch, Zhao Yulu and Chen Guanglei had come directly to the Treasure Pavilion but hadn't yet browsed the antique market. Since it was scorching outside, they decided to enjoy some tea in the shop first. Finding valuable antiques wasn't a race, it was all about having a good eye. Uncle, how's business lately? Chen Guanglei asked. It's all right, Gao Chengguan replied with a smile. By all right, he meant it was good. In this business, buying something for 100 yuan and selling it for 1,000 or 2,000, or even 10,000 or 100,000, was standard. Although foot traffic wasn't high, every sale meant hefty profits, often many times the cost. They had only been chatting for a short while when a young man in his late 20s walked in. Boss, I have a painting. Do you buy paintings here? The man was plainly dressed, carrying a backpack, and looked travel-worn. Yes, of course. Let's take a look, Gao Chengguan said, standing up to greet him. Yulu, let's check it out and learn something, Chen Guanglei said as he got up. To assess a painting, the process involved commentary and appraisal before setting a price. This was a great learning opportunity. Alright, Zhao Yulu said, following suit. Boss, take a look. This is a family heirloom, the young man said, pulling a scroll from his backpack. It was clearly a painting. At the mention of family heirloom, Gao Chengguen couldn't help but chuckle and shake his head. Young man, almost everyone who comes in here says their item is a family heirloom, but I've yet to see one that truly is. Sometimes people even bring in a broken bowl and call it an heirloom. Hearing this, Chen Guanglei and Zhao Yulu both laughed but remained silent, not wanting to interrupt. Boss, this really is a family heirloom. If I weren't in urgent need of money, I wouldn't have brought it here to sell, the young man insisted. Alright, whatever you say, Gao Chengguen chuckled and shook his head, not bothering to argue with the young man. He took the scroll and laid it out on the nearby table. Wu Daozi's 100-beast scroll? Gao Chengguen's eyes narrowed. Boss, how is it? It's real, right? The young man asked expectantly. It's not real. This painting is blurry. Wu Daozi's works, whether they're portraits, landscapes, or depictions of animals, are all very clear. This one looks fuzzy, which makes it obvious that it's a forgery, Gao Chengguen concluded. A forgery? Impossible. This is my family's heirloom. The young man protested. Young man, don't start with the family heirloom story. I just told you, every person who comes into my shop to sell something claims it's an heirloom. Even when they bring a broken bowl, they say it's a family treasure, Gao Chengguen chuckled and shook his head. Boss, then how much are you willing to pay for this painting? The young man asked. Although the painting is blurry, the craftsmanship is quite good. It shows the copyist had a high level of skill. I won't cheat you, I'll offer you 5,000 yuan, Gao Chengguen replied. He claimed he wasn't lowballing, but in truth, apart from being slightly blurry, the painting had no other flaws. If sold, it could easily fetch over 50,000 yuan. And if it attracted someone who really loved Wu Daozi's works but couldn't afford an original, it might even sell for 100,000 or more. After all, authentic works were limited in number, and not everyone could buy them. Finding a high-quality replica was a decent alternative. Boss, can you add a bit more? If I weren't in urgent need of money, I wouldn't have brought it out to sell, the young man hesitated. 5,000 yuan wasn't what he had hoped for. Alright, name your price. I'll see if I can accept it. If I can, I'll buy it. If not, you can try your luck elsewhere, Gao Chengguen offered. 50,000 yuan, the young man said. Young man, that's outrageous. Let's compromise, I'll go up to 10,000 yuan. If you're willing to sell, I'll take it. If not, we'll leave it at that, Gao Chengguen countered. The painting was indeed quite good, which was why he was willing to offer such a high price. The young man hesitated, unsure whether to agree. At this moment, a voice interrupted them. 50,000 yuan. I'll take it. Everyone turned toward the voice to see a young man in his early 20s entering the shop. Both Zhao Yulu and Chen Guanglei were momentarily stunned. Su Yang? What are you doing here? Zhao Yulu asked. The newcomer was none other than Su Yang. He had rushed over by taxi and, despite getting stuck in traffic, had made it just in time before the painting was sold. Upon entering, he immediately spotted the painting on the table, Wu Daozi's 100-beast scroll. It was clear that the young man in his late 20s was Guoshan. Had Su Yang arrived any later, Guoshan would likely have sold the painting to the shop owner for 10,000 yuan. Buying it from the owner later would have been far more complicated. Buying directly from Guoshan at 50,000 yuan to meet his asking price would make things much easier. As for whether the shop owner would compete with him, likely not. After all, the owner hadn't recognized the painting as genuine, otherwise, he wouldn't have been willing to sell it for just 50,000 yuan. I had nothing else to do, so I came by to browse. I think this painting looks pretty good, and I plan to hang it on my wall to admire, Su Yang said, casually coming up with an excuse. He couldn't exactly announce that the painting was authentic and worth 50 million yuan. Do you even know anything about paintings? And you're going to hang it on your wall for fun? Chen Guanglei scoffed. Seeing Su Yang irritated him deeply. This guy had enjoyed the affections of both sisters, something even he, a wealthy second-generation heir, hadn't managed to achieve. That someone like Su Yang, a poor kid from a small county, could have such luck was infuriating. Do I need to understand paintings to buy one? Su Yang retorted, casting a sidelong glance at Chen Guanglei. Guanglei, do you know him? Gao Chengguen asked. We've met. Barely acquainted, Chen Guanglei replied. At this point, Gao Chengguen understood their relationship. They weren't friends, not even close acquaintances. From Chen Guanglei's tone, it was clear he and Su Yang didn't get along. Considering this, Gao Chengguen said, Young man, if you don't understand paintings, I suggest you don't buy recklessly. Otherwise, you'll end up regretting it. Su Yang replied, I think this painting is worth 50,000 yuan, so I'm not buying recklessly. You're the shop owner, right? Do you want to buy it for 50,000 yuan? If not, I'll buy it. Guoshan turned to Su Yang and asked, Brother, are you really willing to pay 50,000 yuan for my painting? If he could actually sell it for 50,000 yuan, he'd hit the jackpot. He'd picked this up at a roadside stall for just 500 yuan. Earlier, when he'd asked for 50,000 yuan, he hadn't expected the shop owner to agree. He figured they'd haggle back and forth, and selling it for around 30,000 yuan would already be a good deal. Now that Su Yang was offering the full 50,000 yuan, it couldn't be better. Su Yang nodded. I think it's a great painting, totally worth the price. Guoshan grinned. Fantastic. I'll sell it to you. Gao Qingwen's expression flickered with uncertainty. To be honest, he suspected Su Yang and Guoshan might be in cahoots, staging this as a ruse to trick him. Such scams weren't unheard of, and he'd fallen for one before, losing tens of thousands of yuan. Su Yang turned to Gao Qingwen. Boss, I know it's not great to step in and outbid you in your shop. But in this kind of situation, doesn't the highest bidder win? Hearing this only deepened Gao Qingwen's suspicion that Su Yang and Guoshan were colluding. This painting was just a replica, 50,000 yuan was an absurd price. Even if he didn't lose money, he doubted he'd earn much from it. After some thought, Gao Qingwen said, If you want to buy it, go ahead. I won't take it. Chen Guanglei sneered. Do you really think this painting is authentic and that you're picking up a steal my uncle missed? Su Yang glanced at Chen Guanglei. I don't think so. As I said, I just think it's a nice painting to hang on my wall. Only now did Su Yang realize that the shop owner was Chen Guanglei's uncle. Not that it mattered to him. All he cared about was securing the painting. Chen Guanglei sneered again. Stop pretending. You're just trying to score a bargain. Do you think you have the skills for that? My uncle's already appraised it, it's a forgery. If you think you found a hidden gem, you'll end up losing big. Zhao Yulu added coldly, Su Yang, I admit you've been lucky lately, making some money in futures trading. But if you think you can strike gold in the antique business too, you're just being naive. Su Yang replied, You can say whatever you want. He couldn't be bothered to argue with them. After all, he knew the truth. In fact, using his mastery of appraisal, he had immediately understood why the shop owner had mistaken the painting for a forgery. While everything else about it was flawless and authentic, the painting appeared slightly blurry. This was because it was covered by an extremely thin film that was almost impossible to detect. Unless someone had appraisal skills of a master level, they wouldn't have noticed. The antique shop owner hadn't reached that level yet and failed to identify it. Chen Guanglei sneered, caught in the act, and you have nothing to say for yourself, huh? Su Yang ignored Chen Guanglei and turned to Guoshan. Brother, since the shop owner doesn't want your painting, I'll buy it for 50,000 yuan. This was a painting worth 50 million yuan, and buying it for 50,000 seemed almost unfair to Guoshan. But that was the reality of this trade, it was simply bad luck for Guoshan that he didn't realize its true value. Su Yang would have preferred to give Guoshan more, tens or even hundreds of thousands wouldn't have been an issue. However, doing so would inevitably draw suspicion. Moreover, Guoshan might suspect the painting was far more valuable than he realized and refused to sell it. Guoshan immediately agreed, all right, thank you, brother. Inside, he was ecstatic, calling Su Yang a fool in his mind, though he kept up a grateful facade. Su Yang said, great, let's exchange WeChat info, and I'll transfer the money to you. No problem, Guoshan replied. After adding each other on WeChat, Su Yang promptly transferred 50,000 yuan. Thank you, brother. You're truly a kind person. My family has another heirloom, a painting by Tang Bohu. Do you want to buy it and hang it on your wall as well? If you're interested, I can bring it over right now, Guoshan said with a grin. No need. I just like this particular painting, and one is enough, Su Yang said, waving him off. All right, if you ever need anything, feel free to reach out. I can find whatever you want. Goodbye, Guoshan said cheerfully as he turned to leave. What a fool, spending 50,000 yuan on a painting like that. Chen Guanglei sneered. Su Yang frowned. Don't you think your language is a bit inappropriate? What's inappropriate about it? You are a fool. I'm just stating the facts, Chen Guanglei said dismissively. I even thought for a moment that you two were in cahoots, Gao Qingwen added, shaking his head. But now I'm sure you're not. You're genuinely a fool who got conned out of 50,000 yuan. The guy who sold you the painting made it obvious he's just a small-time antique peddler. Good thing I didn't bid higher, or I'd have been the one to lose money, Gao Qingwen said, shaking his head. Is that so? He's an antique peddler? Su Yang pretended to be surprised. Thinking back on what Guoshan had said earlier, it did seem likely. Guoshan had mentioned being able to source whatever Su Yang wanted, exactly the kind of thing a peddler would say. Absolutely, Gao Qingwen confirmed. Young man, you were trying to score a bargain, weren't you? But it's not that easy. If it were, everyone would be rich, and I wouldn't need to run this shop. Chen Guanglei laughed mockingly. If you can pull off a bargain, then I must be the king of bargains. Zhao Yulu chimed in, Su Yang, you're becoming more unrealistic. If you keep this up, you'll lose all the money you've made in the futures market. Su Yang ignored their taunts, instead reflecting on Gao Qingwen's words. Could it really be that Guoshan was just a peddler? Initially, Su Yang had considered compensating him later, perhaps giving him tens of thousands or even 1,000,000 yuan, considering the painting's actual value of 50 million yuan. But if Guoshan was just a peddler, there was no need for that. At that moment, another young man in his late 20s entered the shop. Boss Gao, did someone just buy a fake Wu Daozi painting here for 50,000 yuan? This newcomer was a relative of the owner of another antique shop across the street. Occasionally, he would visit Gao Qingwen's shop to chat. Yes, this guy bought it, Gao Qingwen said, pointing to Su Yang. Damn, buddy, you spent 50,000 yuan on a painting that guy bought from a street vendor for 1,000 yuan. You've been played for a fool, the newcomer said, looking at Su Yang with sympathy. Su Yang, did you hear that? Now do you realize what a fool you are? Chen Guanglei taunted. Su Yang, I'm really worried for my sister. Following someone like you, she'll never be happy, Zhao Yilu added. Su Yang glanced at them but said nothing. Only he knew the painting was authentic. There was no point in explaining, no one would believe him anyway. He just needed to take the painting home, have it authenticated by a reputable expert, and then sell it. If it was confirmed to be genuine, there would be no shortage of buyers. Alternatively, he could take it to an auction house and let people bid for it. Who knows? It might even fetch a price higher than 50 million yuan. Many items sold at auction often go for much more than their market value. As Su Yang prepared to pack up the painting, a voice rang out from the doorway. Wait! Turning around, Su Yang saw a middle-aged man in his 40s or 50s entering the shop. Chairman Tang? What brings you here? It's an honor to have you visit my humble shop, Gao Qingwen said, rushing forward with a broad smile. The newcomer was Tang Jingqi, vice chairman of Jiangqing's Antique Association and a well-known expert in antique appraisal. Many people who were uncertain about the value of their items sought his expertise. Boss Gao, let's talk later. I want to take a look at that painting first, Tang Jingqi said, walking straight to the table where Su Yang's painting lay. After examining it for a while, he turned to Su Yang. Young man, is this painting yours? Yes, Su Yang nodded. Boss Gao, did you sell it to him? Tang Jingqi asked. No, someone else did. Gao Qingwen quickly explained the situation, including what the young man from across the street had said. This guy is a fool, Chen Guanglei interjected. He spent 50,000 yuan on a painting someone picked up for a few hundred at a street stall. Tang Jingqi glanced at Chen Guanglei, then at Gao Qingwen, and finally at the newcomer before speaking slowly. If he's a fool, then there are no smart people left in this world. Everyone froze in surprise. Chairman Tang, what do you mean? Gao Qingwen asked hurriedly. Tang Jingqi pointed to the painting on the table. This is an authentic piece. What? Except for Su Yang, everyone else was utterly shocked. How is this possible? Gao Qingwen had already appraised it as a forgery. The young man had picked it up for 500 yuan at a street stall. How could it possibly be an authentic masterpiece? Chairman Tang Jingqi, you must be mistaken. How can this be genuine? I admit my expertise in appraising antiques isn't as good as yours, but even I can tell this painting is blurry and clearly a forgery, Gao Qingwen protested, unwilling to believe the painting was real. And his reasoning seemed solid. How could an authentic Wu Daozi painting be so blurry? He wasn't unfamiliar with Wu Daozi's genuine works. Just last year, another shop on Antique Street had acquired an authentic Wu Daozi painting. The images on that painting were incredibly clear. Compared to this one, the difference was like night and day. I'm not mistaken, Tang Jingqi replied calmly. Boss Gao, you've been running this shop for over a decade, yet a treasure like this comes to you, and you fail to recognize it. I can only say your skills need improvement. Gao Qingwen took a deep breath and asked, Chairman Tang, is it really authentic? It was difficult for him to accept. If this were genuine, his losses would be astronomical. Wu Daozi's paintings were worth at least tens of millions. Do you think I would lie? Tang Jingqi shot a glance at him. No, of course not. Gao Qingwen quickly shook his head. Chairman Tang, I really couldn't tell. Please enlighten me. He was unwilling to let this go without understanding why he failed to identify it. Tang Jingqi turned to Su Yang and smiled. Young man, I believe you already know why this painting appears blurry. Why don't you explain it to us? Su Yang shook his head. I don't really understand. I just thought it looked nice. He neither admitted nor denied anything, unwilling to reveal more. Tang Jingqi seemed to understand Su Yang's intention and looked at him with even more admiration. If it were any other young man, they would probably be eager to show off in this situation. But Su Yang remained composed, a rare quality among young people. Tang Jingqi smiled and introduced himself. Young man, let me introduce myself. I'm Tang Jingqi, vice chairman of the Jiangcheng Antique Association. May I ask your name? Su Yang, he replied simply. Mr. Su, would you mind if I explained? Although Su Yang had the appraisal skills of a master, it was his first foray into the world of antiques. Since Tang Jingqi was a seasoned expert, Su Yang figured he might as well listen and treat it as a learning opportunity. After a moment's thought, Su Yang nodded. I don't mind. Please go ahead. Tang Jingqi smiled slightly, glanced at Gao Chengguen, and began, Boss Gao, you weren't wrong earlier. The rest of the painting has no issues, but the fact that it appears blurry does make it seem unlike an authentic piece. Gao Chengguen quickly nodded in agreement. Exactly. That alone proves it's not genuine. Tang Jingqi chuckled. But that very aspect was deliberately done by someone. Deliberately done? Gao Chengguen was taken aback. Tang Jingqi nodded. Yes, it was done intentionally. Someone applied a transparent coating to the surface of the painting, which caused the blurriness. What? Gao Chengguen was stunned. How is that possible? Wouldn't applying such a coating ruin the painting? Besides, I didn't notice any signs of coating. Tang Jingqi explained, it's not easy to spot. If I hadn't recently come across an ancient book, I might not have recognized it either. During the Song dynasty, there was a type of transparent coating that would form a thin film on the surface of a painting, protecting it. However, it also gave the painting a faint fishy smell. Without knowledge of this, it's nearly impossible for the average person to detect. Gao Chengguen asked, Chairman Tang, how can you prove there's such a coating on this painting? Just based on the smell? He leaned closer to the painting and sniffed. Sure enough, there was a faint fishy odor. Tang Jingqi smiled. That's one clue. As I said earlier, this coating forms a thin film on the surface of the painting. If we cut a small corner, we can peel it off and reveal the original painting underneath. He turned to Su Yang. Mr. Su, it's an honor to see Wu Daozi's 100 Beasts illustration. May I verify it by peeling off this layer of film? By doing so, Tang Jingqi would effectively be certifying the authenticity of the painting, something he could proudly boast about for years to come. Su Yang nodded. Go ahead. He didn't care who removed the film. Su Yang wasn't an industry insider. What he cared about was money. As long as the painting wasn't damaged and it didn't affect its value, he didn't mind. Since Tang Jingqi was the vice chairman of the Antique Association, Su Yang trusted he wouldn't sabotage the painting. Thank you. Tang Jingqi expressed his gratitude and asked Gao Chengguen to bring him a small knife. Carefully, he made a tiny incision at the edge of the painting. Then, with a gentle tug, he peeled off a thin layer of film. The painting's appearance transformed instantly. Previously blurry, it now looked incredibly vivid and detailed. Tang Jingqi smiled. Boss Gao, do you see now? It's real, it's truly authentic, Gao Chengguen murmured. I missed out on a genuine masterpiece. He was filled with regret. Why hadn't he competed with Su Yang to buy it? If he had, he might have acquired it. Wu Daozi's paintings were worth at least tens of millions. Even if Su Yang had recognized its authenticity, he likely wouldn't have had enough money to buy it. Su Yang's plain clothes and demeanor suggested he was just an ordinary person. If Gao Chengguen had tried, he would have had the upper hand. But now, such a valuable piece had slipped through his fingers. No, this wasn't just a missed opportunity. It was like having treasure delivered to his doorstep, only to push it away. The thought made Gao Chengguen want to slap himself. Chairman Tang, if this painting is genuine, how much is it worth? Zhao Yulu couldn't help but ask. Money was her biggest concern. At least tens of millions, Tang Jingqi replied casually. Tens of millions? Zhao Yulu was dumbfounded. Did that mean Su Yang had turned 50,000 yuan into tens of millions? Her emotions were complicated. She had been struggling to borrow money for her stock investments. Even if she managed to borrow $1 million or $2 million, the most she could hope to make was under 10 million. Yet Su Yang had already amassed tens of millions. Even if it's authentic, it can't be worth that much, can it? Even Chen Guanglei, a wealthy second-generation heir, was stunned. Tens of millions was a sum he couldn't casually produce either. Although he earned tens of thousands monthly from his father's company, his lifestyle and big purchases like cars and houses were all funded by his father. But here was Su Yang, someone he looked down on and constantly ridiculed, suddenly earning tens of millions in one stroke. In his shock, Chen Guanglei blurted out his disbelief. It was evident that he didn't fully understand the value of Wu Daozi's paintings. While he had some knowledge of antiques, he wasn't familiar with the market value of Wu Daozi's works. If he had known, he wouldn't have said something so ignorant, embarrassing himself in front of Tang Jingqi and Zhao Yulu. Tang Jingqi cast a sidelong glance at Chen Guanglei but ignored him. Instead, he turned to Su Yang and asked, "Young man, I'm interested in purchasing this painting. Would you be willing to sell it?" Su Yang's heart skipped a beat. If someone wanted to buy it, he would certainly sell it, but only if the price was right. If the offer reached the system's estimate of 50 million, he'd sell. If not, he wouldn't. That was the baseline, non-negotiable. After a moment of thought, Su Yang replied, "Of course, as long as the price is reasonable." Tang Jingqi considered briefly and said, "If you sell me this painting now, I can offer 50 million. "What? That much?" Before Su Yang could respond, Chen Guanglei exclaimed in shock. "Damn it! This Su Yang is ridiculously lucky. Spending 50,000 yuan on a painting only to sell it moments later for 50 million, that's a thousandfold profit in less than half an hour." Zhao Yulu's expression changed as well. Her gaze toward Su Yang shifted dramatically. Su Yang had just become a multimillionaire. If she were still his girlfriend, given how much Su Yang had adored her, this 50 million yuan would essentially have been hers. Cars, houses, luxury clothes, and bags, none of that would have been out of reach. And now, here she was, scrambling to borrow money for investments. Both Gao Chengguen and the young man, however, weren't surprised. They understood that a Wu Daozi painting could indeed fetch this kind of price. For Gao Chengguen, the regret only deepened. He had missed out on a genuine Wu Daozi painting, handed to him for a mere 50,000 yuan. The realization left him dizzy, and he almost stumbled. The young man stared at Su Yang with jealousy and envy in his eyes. Tang Jingqi continued, "Mr. Su, in addition to being the vice chairman of the Antique Association, I'm also a shareholder in an auction house. If you were to put this painting up for auction, it could fetch even more than 50 million, perhaps 10 million higher. Of course, it could also fall short of 50 million, depending on the bidders. But with Wu Daozi's name attached, I'd say it's highly likely the auction would attract serious collectors." Su Yang thought for a moment and asked, "When would the auction take place?" He wanted the money quickly, so if it was too far in the future, he wasn't interested. Tang Jingqi replied, "Next month, on the 15th. Su Yang shook his head. "That's too long. I'd prefer to sell it to you for 50 million now." The price had already met the system's valuation, so he was willing to sell. Waiting until next month wasn't worth it. Su Yang was after quick returns. With 50 million in hand, he could buy a car and a house immediately. He had a system to generate more opportunities for wealth in the future, so there was no need to wait for an additional 10 million. Zhao Yulu couldn't help but interject, "Su Yang, are you crazy? If you wait until next month's auction, you could earn an extra 10 million. Can't you just wait?" Waiting a month to earn 10 million, how could anyone pass up such an opportunity? It was the kind of windfall she could only dream of. Even with the insider tip from Chen Guanglei about Blackstone Technology stock, her limited borrowing capacity wouldn't allow her to make nearly that much. Su Yang replied, "I don't want to wait. I'd rather have the money in hand." Zhao Yulu opened her mouth to speak again, but Chen Guanglei cut her off. "Yulu, let it go. He's always been short-sighted. This is typical poor man thinking, focused on the immediate and blind to the long term. Even if he has money now, he'll lose it all soon enough." Chen Guanglei's words were laced with malice. It gave him satisfaction to mock Su Yang. Zhao Yulu nodded in agreement. True. Even with money, he's still stuck in a poor man mindset. It's only a matter of time before he's broke again. Ignoring the two, Su Yang turned to Tang Jingqi. "Can you transfer the money now?" "Of course." Tang Jingqi nodded, asking Su Yang for his bank details before using his phone to transfer 50 million yuan. When Su Yang received the notification confirming the transaction, a satisfied smile spread across his face. Now he could buy a car and a house. Tomorrow, he'd take his wife shopping, first for a car, then a house. Chen Guanglei sneered, "What a fool, passing up more profit for instant cash." Though his words were mocking, his jealousy was palpable. Su Yang glanced at him and shot back, "Why does it matter to you? If you're so capable, why don't you show me how to earn 50 million? Initially, Su Yang had no intention of responding to Chen Guanglei. But this guy had repeatedly insulted him, calling him a fool over and over. When the painting's authenticity was still uncertain, such remarks were tolerable. But now that the painting was confirmed as genuine and had earned him 50 million, Su Yang felt it was time to put Chen Guanglei in his place. "You!" Chen Guanglei's face turned red, but he couldn't come up with a retort. He simply didn't have the ability to earn 50 million from a single transaction. After a moment, he huffed, "You just got lucky. A blind cat catching a dead mouse." Su Yang countered, "Even if I'm a blind cat, I caught the mouse. What about you? You don't even have the chance to catch one." Chen Guanglei's face darkened, and he fell silent. No matter what he said, Su Yang had undeniably made a fortune. Tang Jingqi carefully stored the painting and exchanged contact information with Su Yang. Mr. Su, if you ever have more antiques to sell or want to participate in an auction, feel free to contact me. I'll ensure you get the best deal. Su Yang nodded. Thank you, Chairman Tang. Boss Gao, I'll take my leave now. Tang Jingqi bid farewell to Gao Chengguen and left with the painting. Su Yang glanced around, ready to leave as well. Just then, the young man who had sold the painting, Guoshan, rushed back in and smirked at Su Yang. Still here, buddy? How's that painting working out? Feeling like you hit the jackpot yet? Ordinarily, he wouldn't have come back to mock someone. But he was in a good mood today and figured Su Yang wouldn't be a repeat customer. A little gloating wouldn't hurt. However, as soon as he spoke, he noticed the strange looks everyone was giving him. Scratching the back of his head, he turned to look behind him, then asked, confused, what's going on? Why are you all staring at me like that? The young man from earlier spoke up, his tone gleeful. Guoshan, you screwed up big time. That painting you sold, it was real. What? Guoshan's face turned pale. That's impossible. How could it be real? I bought it for 500 yuan at a street stall. The boss here already appraised it as a fake. How could it be real? He was desperate to deny it because if it were true, he had made the worst deal of his life. Wu Daozi was a legendary painter. Even with his limited knowledge of the industry, Guoshan knew that an authentic Wu Daozi painting would be worth millions. The young man smirked. Oh, it's real, all right. Someone just bought it for 50 million. What do you think? What? 5 million. Guoshan exclaimed in shock, his head buzzing as everything went dark. He collapsed to the ground. Damn, did this guy get so worked up that he died? The young man with him rushed forward and checked Guoshan's breathing. Relieved, he muttered, at least he's not dead, just fainted. Gao Chengguen waved his hand dismissively, looking dispirited. You know him, so take him away. He really wasn't in the mood anymore. 5 million yuan. He missed it. His antique shop made about 2 million yuan annually, and after over a decade, he hadn't even come close to earning 5 million. Yes, I'll take him. The young man hoisted Guoshan onto his shoulder and carried him out. Su Yang shook his head and left the Baibao pavilion. He didn't leave the antique market, though. Instead, he began wandering through the shops, thinking he might find another treasure to pick up. Yulu, why don't we leave too? We can come back another day, said Chen Guanglei, clearly disinterested in lingering. His uncle was obviously upset, and staying here with Xiao Yulu felt pointless. All right, Xiao Yulu replied. She didn't want to stay either. As they exited, they noticed Su Yang stepping out of another antique shop and walking into the next one. Chen Guanglei sneered. Yulu, do you think this guy is trying to pick up another treasure? Xiao Yulu furrowed her brows, puzzled. I don't know. Maybe. Chen Guanglei's eyes gleamed. Why don't we take a look ourselves? We came to stroll around the antique market, after all. Who knows? Maybe we'll find something valuable too. Xiao Yulu considered this and nodded. Sure, since we're here, let's take a look. Chen Guanglei led Xiao Yulu through the market, browsing the shops. Su Yang visited over 10 stores but found nothing worth picking up. Most of the items on display, whether paintings, porcelain, or other objects, were fakes. Genuine pieces were rare, and even when authentic, they were priced at market value, leaving no room for bargains. Giving up on the stores, Su Yang headed to the entrance of the antique market, where street vendors set up their stalls. The stalls displayed an assortment of jars, pots, and other items, all claiming to be antiques. Though the items looked aged, they seemed even more dubious than what was in the shops. Still, many visitors preferred to check out the stalls, hoping for a lucky find. Su Yang decided to try his luck too. If nothing turned up here, he'd head home. It was almost time for Zhao Yusen to finish work, and he needed to go grocery shopping. Authentic calligraphy by Tang Bohu, don't miss it. Porcelain from Emperor Taizong's era, guaranteed genuine. Calligraphy by Wang Shiji, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Vendors shouted their pitches, trying to lure potential buyers. Su Yang chuckled at their claims. Yeah, right. If these were real, they wouldn't be here, they'd be sold or kept as family heirlooms. He browsed more than 20 stalls, but everything he saw was a replica. Disappointment crept in. The earlier Wu Daozi painting had been highlighted by the system, so Su Yang was confident about that find. Now, he hoped his newly acquired appraisal skills might help him uncover another treasure. It seemed unlikely. But just as he was about to give up, something caught his eye at the last stall, a vase. At first glance, the vase appeared ordinary, like a modern decorative piece. But Su Yang's appraisal skills told him otherwise. The vase's unusually thick base hinted at hidden potential. Hey there, young man. See anything you like? All my items are treasures, guaranteed authentic. The vendor lied smoothly. How much for this jade rui? Su-young deliberately asked about another item, not wanting to draw attention to the vase. The vendor squinted and grinned. Ah, this jade rui? Let me tell you, it belonged to Emperor Song Taizong. Before he could finish, Su-young cut him off with a wave. Boss, let's be honest. If you keep talking like that, I'm leaving. Don't go. The vendor panicked. It wasn't every day someone showed interest in buying. Okay, you're interested in the rui, right? I'll be honest, this wasn't from Song Taizong, it was from Kangxi. It may not be as old, but it's still a piece of imperial history. Su-young stood up as if to leave. Wait. The vendor jumped up and grabbed Su-young's arm. I already said I like dealing with honest people, Su-young replied coolly. All right. I'm the most honest vendor on this street. You won't regret buying from me. I'll level with you. This jade rui is a modern piece, but the craftsmanship is exquisite, with a blend of traditional beauty. It's a rare find. Honestly, you won't find another like it in the entire market. One price, 10,000 yuan. I'm just making a small profit for my effort. What do you say? The vendor still wasn't entirely truthful. Most vendors wouldn't be, business was business. Even so, compared to others, he was being relatively upfront. Nearby vendors rolled their eyes. They knew the jade rui had been bought for just a few hundred yuan. Selling it for 10,000? That was hardly just a small profit. None of them spoke up, though. After all, they were in the same line of work. But some couldn't help glancing at Su-young as if he were a fat sheep ripe for shearing. 10,000? You might as well rob me. Su-young rolled his eyes. Young man, what do you mean? I'm really just making a small profit here, the vendor insisted. Fine. 1,000. Take it or leave it, Su-young countered. 1,000? That's less than the cost. I can't do it. How about 5,000? The vendor bargained. 1,000 wasn't worth it, it would barely cover a small profit. The antique trade wasn't like other businesses, sales were sporadic. Whenever a buyer came along, vendors aimed to make as much as possible to cover slow days. 5,000? Su-young frowned. Yes, 5,000. That's my lowest price, or I'll be losing money, the vendor said. 5,000 is too much. How about I pick another item, and we call it 5,000 for both? Su-young proposed. The vendor's eyes lit up. That depends on what you pick. If it's something pricey, I can't agree. It was a fair point, though there were no truly valuable items on display, the vendor could claim any item was pricey to justify a higher price. Su-young pretended to casually examine the other items on the stall before finally pointing to the vase he had noticed earlier. This vase looks nice. I could use it to plant flowers on my balcony. How about this vase and the jade rui together for 5,000 yuan? The vendor hesitated and started his spiel. Young man, this vase was once in Tang Bohu's study. Su-young cut him off with a wave of his hand. Boss, enough with the stories, please. The vendor gave an embarrassed laugh. All right. To be honest, I spent 3,000 yuan just to get this vase. You'll at least have to cover my costs, plus a bit for my effort. Let's make it 10,000 yuan for both. Su-young replied, Boss, I still need to go grocery shopping for dinner. If my wife comes home and doesn't see me, I'll be kneeling on a washboard tonight. I'll be straightforward, 8,000 yuan for both. If you agree, I'll take them. If not, I'm walking away right now. The vendor studied Su-young, sensing he wasn't bluffing. After a moment of hesitation, he gritted his teeth and said, All right, young man, today I'll make a friend. I'll give you this vase at cost. Although the vendor spoke as if he was taking a loss, inwardly he was ecstatic. The jade rui had cost him 100 yuan, and the vase only 200 yuan. With a total cost of 300 yuan, selling them for 8,000 yuan meant nearly 30 times the profit. He couldn't have asked for more. This single deal equaled a month's salary for many white-collar workers. Fine, pack them up for me, Su-young said with a satisfied smile, transferring the money without hesitation. Right away. The vendor's face lit up as he heard the WeChat payment notification, quickly wrapping the items. At that moment, Chen Guanglei and Zhao Yulu walked over. Chen Guanglei spoke in his usual snide tone, Su-young, buying more junk? What is it this time? Another lucky find? Without looking at him, Su-young retorted, whether it's a lucky find or not is none of your business. Su-young had noticed them following him earlier but had chosen to ignore it. Now that Chen Guanglei had decided to butt in again, Su-young found it incredibly annoying. What are you acting so smug about? You just got lucky earlier with that painting, Chen Guanglei said, sneering. Well, at least I got lucky. Can you say the same? Su-young shot back. You! Chen Guanglei's face turned red, but he had no comeback. He realized he was only embarrassing himself by picking a fight over Su Yang's good fortune. Zhao Yulu, however, was genuinely curious. Su Yang, do you think there's something special about these two items you bought? Nope, Su Yang replied casually. I bought the jade rui to fiddle with, and the vase to put on the balcony for flowers or plants. Chen Guanglei laughed mockingly. Playing with a jade rui? Using a vase for plants? Typical poor man's thinking. Instead of focusing on making money, you waste time on things that bring no value. No wonder you'll always be poor. Su Yang shot back, I like it this way. What's it to you? Besides, I just made a lot of money earlier, more than you've made here today. As a rich second-generation kid, how much have you actually earned yourself? You've been wandering this market as long as I have. Have you found anything valuable yet? The barrage of questions left Chen Guanglei speechless, his face flushing again. Here you go, young man, all packed up, the vendor said cheerfully, handing over the wrapped items. Thanks. Su Yang took the package and walked away without sparing another glance at Zhao Yulu or Chen Guanglei. He planned to break open the vase at home to see what was hidden inside. Damn it. That guy is so full of himself, Chen Guanglei muttered, glaring at Su Yang's retreating figure. It's not that he's arrogant. He didn't say much until you kept provoking him, Zhao Yulu said, shaking her head. Even though she had broken up with Su Yang, she could still be objective about the situation. Yulu, why are you defending him? Chen Guanglei asked, his expression sour. I'm not defending him, Zhao Yulu replied. I'm just stating the facts. Besides, you haven't found anything worthwhile here, while Su Yang already scored big with that painting. Though Zhao Yulu didn't expect Chen Guanglei to find a treasure every time, Su Yang's earlier success had inadvertently made Chen Guanglei look worse by comparison, souring her mood. Yulu, Su Yang just got lucky, it's like a blind cat stumbling on a dead rat. Without that luck, he wouldn't have found anything, Chen Guanglei said defensively. Even so, he still made 50 million yuan. That's money most people can't earn in a lifetime. Meanwhile, I'm struggling to scrape together funds to invest in Blackstone Tech. Zhao Yulu sighed. Yulu, even if he made 50 million, he'll blow it all soon enough. As for your investment, just do your best to borrow what you can. I'd help if I could, but I need my funds for my investments too, Chen Guanglei said. In truth, lending Zhao Yulu 1 or 2 million wouldn't have been a problem for him. However, he had no intention of doing so unless it came with strings attached, such as deepening their relationship. I know. I'll try my best, Zhao Yulu replied. After a pause, Chen Guanglei said, Yulu, now that Su Yang is rich, have you considered borrowing money from him? Zhao Yulu hesitated for a moment before shaking her head. I already asked him once, about the house deposit my sister gave him, and he refused. He won't lend me money. That might not be true now. Back then, he didn't have money. Now he has 50 million. He might be willing to lend you some, Chen Guanglei said. Zhao Yulu thought for a while but ultimately shook her head again. No, I don't want to have anything more to do with him. That's fair, Chen Guanglei said, nodding. Then he added, but since he's with your sister now, his money is practically her money. You don't have to ask him directly, you could borrow from your sister. Zhao Yulu was taken aback but found the suggestion tempting. Last time, her sister had been willing to lend her money, but Su Yang had invested it in gold futures. Now that Su Yang was wealthy, her sister should have no issue lending her some money. I'll think about it, Zhao Yulu finally said. Su Yang bought groceries and returned home. Shortly after, Zhao Yusen arrived. Honey, how was your trip to the antique market today? Did you manage to snag any treasures? As soon as she entered, she set down her bag and threw herself into Su Yang's arms. Finding a valuable item in such places wasn't easy, and Zhao Yusen didn't actually believe Su Yang could pull it off. She was just asking casually. However, Su Yang's response left her stunned. Yes, I hit the jackpot today, Su Yang said, hugging Zhao Yusen with a smile. Really? Tell me about it. Zhao Yusen's eyes lit up as she left his embrace and pulled him to sit on the couch. I found a painting today and bought it for 50,000 yuan. Su Yang began explaining how he had acquired Wu Daozi's 100 Beast Scroll. You mean to say you sold that painting for 50 million yuan? Zhao Yusen's eyes widened in disbelief. Yes. Your husband is now officially a multimillionaire, Su Yang said, a little smugly. Honey, you're amazing. Zhao Yusen threw herself into his arms again, hugging him tightly. She didn't doubt him for a second. If Su Yang said he earned 50 million, then it had to be true. He would never lie to her. Of course. Look who's your husband, Su Yang said, smiling. Zhao Yusen nodded repeatedly, her eyes crinkling into crescent moons as she smiled. After chatting for a while, Zhao Yusen went to prepare dinner. An hour later, dinner was served. As they sat at the table, Su Yang said, when I bought that painting today, your sister was at the store with that Chen Guanglei guy, the one we saw the first time we went shopping together. Turns out that antique store belongs to Chen Guanglei's uncle. Zhao Yusin raised her delicate brows. So, my sister knows you made 50 million? Su Yang nodded. Yep. Zhao Yusin remarked, then she might call to borrow money. Last time, when she called us nonstop, you had already invested the house deposit in gold futures, and she didn't get to borrow anything. Now that she knows you've made so much money, she'll probably call again. If she does ask to borrow money, will you lend it to her? Su Yang replied, my money is your money. It's up to you. If you say yes, I'll lend it. If you say no, I won't. He and Zhao Yulu were history, and Zhao Yusin was the one he cherished now. Since the relationship between the two sisters was somewhat delicate, Su Yang left the decision to Zhao Yusin. Honey, you're the best, Zhao Yusin said with a smile. Of course. Look who's your husband, Su Yang joked. Zhao Yusin thought for a moment and said, if she really calls, we can lend her a little, but not too much, maybe 2 million. What do you think? Although she didn't like Zhao Yulu's materialistic nature and their relationship wasn't great, Zhao Yulu was still her sister. If Zhao Yulu asked for help, Zhao Yusin felt she couldn't entirely refuse. Most importantly, Zhao Yusin was grateful Zhao Yulu had left Su Yang. If Zhao Yulu hadn't broken up with him, Zhao Yusin wouldn't have had the chance to be with him. Su Yang smiled. It's your call. Zhao Yusin nodded. All right, we'll settle on 2 million. Su Yang added, honey, with this 50 million, I plan to buy a car and a house. The house might take some time to decide on, but tomorrow we can go car shopping, and next weekend we can look at houses. How does that sound? Zhao Yusin eagerly agreed. That sounds perfect, honey. I'll follow your lead. Just as she finished speaking, her phone rang. She picked it up and saw that it was Zhao Yulu calling. It's my sister. I bet she's calling to borrow money, just like I guessed. But instead of asking you, she's probably asking me. Su Yang said, pick it up, and you'll know. Zhao Yusin nodded and answered the call. Sister. Yusin, have you eaten? Zhao Yulu asked. We're eating right now, Zhao Yusin replied. Zhao Yulu went straight to the point. I heard Su Yang hit the jackpot at the antique market today and made 50 million. Did he tell you? He did. My husband is amazing, he's now a multimillionaire, Zhao Yusin said, her tone almost territorial. Zhao Yulu felt a pang of bitterness but quickly composed herself and stated her purpose. Yusin, here's the thing. Remember I told you about my friend's investment project? I need money to participate. Last time, you said Su Yang had invested your house deposit in gold futures, so I couldn't borrow from you. Now that Su Yang has 50 million, can you lend me some money? So, she really was calling to borrow money, just as Zhao Yusin had predicted. Why not call Su Yang directly? Zhao Yusin asked. Zhao Yulu replied, he's your husband now, not mine. I don't want to bother him, and his money is your money. Borrowing from you is the same thing. That answer pleased Zhao Yusin. How much do you want to borrow? Zhao Yusin asked. The more, the better, Zhao Yulu said. Zhao Yusin rolled her eyes. Sister, Su Yang and I are planning to buy a car and a house. We can't lend you too much, at most, 2 million. Take it or leave it. Only 2 million? Zhao Yulu sounded disappointed. Can't you lend me more? Su Yang has 50 million. Buying a car and a house doesn't cost that much. She had hoped to borrow at least 8 or 10 million but was deflated by Zhao Yusin's offer. We're planning to buy a nice house, keep some savings, and Su Yang needs money for future investments. 2 million is the most we can do. If that's not enough, forget it, Zhao Yusin said firmly. Zhao Yulu had no choice but to agree. All right, 2 million will do. To thank you, I'll share some insider info. I'm investing in Blackstone tech stocks. They're bound to skyrocket. If you invest, you could double or triple your money. But keep this between us. If too many people know, the news won't work. We'll think about it, Zhao Yusin replied. I'll send you my bank details. Have Su Yang transfer the money after dinner, Zhao Yulu said. After the call ended, Zhao Yusin relayed the conversation to Su Yang. Su Yang frowned. Blackstone tech stocks are going to skyrocket? That's what my sister claims, but I have no idea if it's true, Zhao Yusin said. Su Yang shook his head and said, impossible. I recently analyzed Blackstone tech stock. Whether from a fundamental or technical perspective, it doesn't have the conditions for a major increase. Not only will it not rise, but it's also highly likely to plummet. With his newly acquired investment expert skills, Su Yang wasn't wasting time. In his spare moments over the past few days, he had been studying stocks and futures to identify worthwhile investment opportunities. His current investment in gold futures was still yielding profits, with floating gains already reinvested. At this rate, the price would peak in a few days, potentially earning him over 10 million yuan. Initially, Soo-young planned to withdraw a portion of the profits for daily expenses and transfer some into a stock account while keeping the rest in futures. However, after scoring a major find worth 50 million yuan, he decided there was no need to withdraw funds. Once his gold futures position closed, he would simply transfer part of the profits into his stock account. He had already identified 2 stocks and 1 futures option for his next investments once the gold position was closed. As for Blackstone Tech, Soo-young remembered it because it's a high-tech company known for tackling foreign-controlled technologies, a recent hot topic. He had studied it closely and discovered it was far from what it claimed. While the company's public statements boasted about advancing technology, promoting national innovation, and creating a high-tech brand, the reality didn't match. Its progress was minimal, mostly smoke and mirrors, hyped concepts aimed at luring investors and inflating stock prices, allowing executives to cash out and leave. Soo-young didn't believe it would develop any groundbreaking technology. Really? Zhao Yusin was stunned. So, should we still lend money to my sister? Should we warn her not to buy the stock? Soo-young replied, whether to lend her money is up to you. If you say yes, we'll lend it, if not, we won't. As for warning her, I doubt she'd listen. She might even think we're making excuses to avoid lending her money. Zhao Yusin thought for a moment and said, I think we should still warn her. She immediately picked up her phone and called Zhao Yulu. The call connected quickly. Yusin, have you transferred the money? Zhao Yulu asked as soon as the call began. Not yet. I wanted to talk to you first. I just mentioned Blackstone Tech to Soo-young. He's been researching stocks recently and says this one won't rise. In fact, it's likely to drop significantly. You might want to reconsider buying it, Zhao Yusin said. If you don't want to lend me money, just say so, Zhao Yulu replied, assuming Zhao Yusin was making excuses. Sis, it's not that. Soo-young really believes this stock is risky. If you invest, the money could be wasted, Zhao Yusin explained helplessly. Soo-young says it'll drop, so it will? Who does he think he is? Just because he made some money on gold futures, he thinks he's a genius? Blackstone Tech came recommended by a friend whose investment firm confirmed its potential through on-site investigations. They have insider information. Compared to them, Soo-young is nothing. So, will you lend me the money or not? If not, just say so, Zhao Yulu snapped. I'll have Soo-young transfer it to you shortly, Zhao Yusin said, giving up on further explanation. After ending the call, Zhao Yusin sighed and said, you were right. She thinks we're just unwilling to lend her money. Soo-young shrugged. I figured as much. Zhao Yusin sighed again. Honey, let's just lend it to her. Soo-young comforted her, don't worry about it. We'll lend her the money. 2 million isn't a big deal. Even if she loses it, it won't affect us. We have money now and will make even more in the future. Zhao Yusin nodded. You're the best, honey. After dinner, they cleaned up, and Soo-young transferred 2 million yuan to Zhao Yulu. Zhao Yusin sent her sister a message to confirm, receiving a curt thanks in reply. Honey, I also bought 2 things today, Soo-young said, pulling out the jade ruby scepter and vase. This jade ruby has a nice color. Why did you buy something like this? And this vase, what's it for? Decoration? We don't really need it, Zhao Yusin asked curiously. The jade ruby? I just thought it was fun. It's cool to the touch, and I like the texture. As for the vase, I bought it because I think there's something special about it, Soo-young explained. What's so special? Zhao Yusin was even more curious. You'll see once I break it, Soo-young said, placing the vase in a box. Break it? Zhao Yusin was startled. I noticed the vase's base is much thicker than usual. I suspect there's something hidden inside, Soo-young explained. Oh, I see. Go ahead and break it. Let's see if there's anything inside, Zhao Yusin said, fully supportive of Soo-young's actions. Since they didn't have a hammer, Soo-young grabbed a kitchen knife and used the blunt side to carefully smash the vase. After some effort, the vase shattered, revealing an object nestled within the shards. Wow, there really is something. Zhao Yusin exclaimed, spotting the item. Soo-young sifted through the fragments and pulled out a blood-red jade thumb ring. Engraved on it in small seal script was the character Huang, Emperor. Could this have belonged to an emperor? Zhao Yusin speculated. It's possible. Using his treasure appraisal skills, Soo-young examined the ring and concluded, if I'm not mistaken, this belonged to Emperor Taizong of the Tang dynasty. Emperor Taizong's thumb ring? That must be worth a fortune. Zhao Yusin gasped, her mouth agape in amazement. Absolutely. Being an imperial item, it's likely worth no less than Wu Daozi's 100 Beast Scroll, Soo-young confirmed. So, this thumb ring is also worth 50 million? Zhao Yusin's eyes sparkled. Most likely. I'll take it to Chairman Tang later and see what he says. Since I'm not an expert in antiques, it's best to let someone like him evaluate it. He might also help auction it off, which could fetch an even higher price, Su-young said. Yes, only someone in the industry would truly know. If this is genuinely worth 50 million, then, husband, you'll officially be a billionaire, Zhao Yusin laughed, her eyes full of admiration. She truly felt like she'd married a treasure of a husband. They'd barely registered their marriage, and Su-young had already become a millionaire. Before long, he might even become a billionaire. And that would make you the wife of a billionaire, Su-young said, hugging Zhao Yusin with a smile. Yes, yes, Zhao Yusin felt overjoyed, resting comfortably in his arms. After tidying up a bit, Su-young called Tang Jingqi. Brother Su, another item you want to sell me? Tang Jingqi asked cheerfully. I do have an item, but I'm not entirely certain of its value. I'd like to ask for your expert opinion. Are you free? Su-young asked. If you've got good items, of course I have time. But I'm busy tomorrow, any other time? Tang Jingqi responded amicably. How about the day after tomorrow in the afternoon? I'll send you the address later, Su-young suggested. That worked out, as he planned to go car shopping with Zhao Yusin tomorrow. Perfect, Tang Jingqi agreed. Great. See you then. Su-young hung up the phone. After thinking for a moment, he said, Honey, I've decided to quit my job. Zhao Yusin was momentarily surprised. Quit? Su-young nodded. Yes. Now that I have some capital, I can work on something more meaningful. Staying at this job is no longer a good fit for me. Since gaining the system, Su-young had felt his current job was temporary. The last few days of work had been particularly unmotivating. Now that he was a millionaire, going to the office seemed like a waste of time. Zhao Yusin nodded. All right, whatever you decide, I support you. Su-young smiled. Honey, once I've established a solid foundation for our business, I want you to quit your job too. Then we can work together and build something big. Zhao Yusin's eyes shone. I'm looking forward to it. Su-young asked, for now, let's figure out what kind of car to buy. He opened his laptop to browse options. Honey, is there any car you particularly like? Whatever you like, I'll like too, Zhao Yusin said with a smile. She'd never given much thought to owning a car. Her father only had an old Wuling van. Although she got her driver's license in college, she never expected to own a car so soon. How about a Porsche? I think the Panamera looks great, suitable for both men and women to drive. It'll be our first car, and if we need another, we can always get one later. What do you think? Su-young asked. That sounds perfect. Zhao Yusin agreed. What color do you like? You choose, Zhao Yusin said. Nope, you have to pick. I'll decide the model, but you choose the color. It has to be one you like, only then will I buy it, Su-young said, smiling but firm. Okay, I'll pick then. Zhao Yusin felt sweetly pampered by his insistence. After looking for a bit, she selected a crystal purple shade and sought his approval. Honey, how about this color? Su-young grinned. You've got great taste. This is the best color, my favorite too. Zhao Yusin chuckled. Then it's settled. Let's get this one. Let's also check out other options. If they don't have this model in stock, we can consider a different brand, Su-young suggested. Good idea, Zhao Yusin said. After more browsing, they picked a Maserati as their backup option. The next day, after breakfast, Su-young and Zhao Yusin took a cab to the nearest Porsche 4S dealership. Though it was the closest, it was still about 10 kilometers away. As they arrived at the dealership, they got out of the cab and were spotted by Yang Jingsheng, Zhao Yulu's half-brother, who had just stepped out of an Audi Q5 parked nearby. Su-young? What are you doing here? Yang Jingsheng asked, clearly puzzled. Buying a car, Su-young replied calmly. Yang Jingsheng snorted. Buying a car? You think you can afford a car here? Even if you've scraped together some spare change, there's no way you can afford a Porsche. Su-young responded indifferently, what makes you think I can't afford it? Yang Jingsheng let out a mocking laugh. I know your situation. If you could afford a Porsche, would my sister have dumped you? If you could buy a Porsche, the sun would rise in the west. He wasn't entirely wrong. A Porsche wasn't just a status symbol, it also required a certain level of wealth to maintain. Su-young, in his eyes, didn't fit either category. Think what you like, Su-young said, uninterested in arguing further. Holding Zhao Yusin's hand, he headed for the dealership entrance. Hey, stop right there. Yang Jingsheng shouted, annoyed that Su-young was ignoring him. He quickly stepped in front of them. What do you want? Su-young frowned. I'm just trying to save you from embarrassing yourself. I bet you're here to take pictures and pretend you're buying a car, right? Yang Jingsheng sneered. And if I am? What's it to you? Su-young said, exasperated. It absolutely concerns me, Yang Jingsheng retorted smugly. And how, exactly? Su-young asked, already losing patience. This dealership isn't mine, but I have friends who work here. So yes, it's my business, Yang Jingsheng said arrogantly. So what do you want? Su Yang asked coldly. Your antics will disrupt the buying experience for real customers. I'm doing this for my friend's sake, you shouldn't even step inside, Yang Jingsheng declared. You're insane, Su Yang said, pushing past him to enter the dealership with Zhao Yusin. Welcome to Porsche, a male salesperson greeted them as they entered. Before Su Yang could respond, Yang Jingsheng barged in behind them. They're not here to buy a car, just to look around and take pictures to show off online, he loudly declared. Hearing this, the salesman's expression turned cold. He was all too familiar with such situations. Some people visited luxury dealerships just to pose and post on social media. While annoying, he couldn't exactly kick them out. Yang Jingsheng's shouting drew the attention of customers and sales staff in the 4S store. The onlookers cast mocking glances at Su Yang and Zhao Yusin, clearly enjoying the spectacle. Jingsheng, what's going on here? A well-dressed man in his 30s approached. Brother Luo, these two aren't here to buy a car. They just want to take photos to post on social media and show off. I tried to stop them, but they insisted on coming in. Now one of your sales reps is attending to them, which is just a waste of time and could hurt your team's performance, Yang Jingsheng explained. The man was Luo Haiyang, a manager at the Porsche 4S store and a friend of Yang Jingsheng. Hearing this, Luo Haiyang's expression soured. He despised customers who came just to take photos for social media clout. If it wasn't obvious, he would usually tolerate it, since kicking someone out outright could lead to complaints and damage the store's reputation. Still, Luo Haiyang decided to verify the situation. Are you sure they're not here to buy? Absolutely, Yang Jingsheng nodded confidently, pointing at Su Yang. This guy is my sister's ex-boyfriend. He's from a small town in Hunan province, with a poor family background and a mediocre job. There's no way he can afford a Porsche. Even if he were to take out a loan, the most he could manage is a regular commuter car. A Porsche is impossible. I'm guessing his girlfriend dragged him here to snap photos and flaunt online. Though he didn't know Zhao Yusin, Yang Jingsheng assumed she wanted to use the store for social media bragging and dragged Su Yang along. Luo Haiyang initially hesitated, not wanting to risk offending potential customers. But hearing this, he felt reassured. Since Su Yang was Jingsheng's sister's ex, Jingsheng must know him well enough to judge. With this, Luo Haiyang stepped forward and said, "Excuse me, but I'll have to ask you to leave. You're not welcome here." Su Yang frowned. You believe him? Of course, Luo Haiyang replied. If he were just an acquaintance or casual friend, I might not, but since he's your ex-girlfriend's brother, he must know you well. He's probably right about your intentions. Please leave so as not to disturb our operations. For the first time, Zhao Yusin spoke up. Let's go, husband. If they don't welcome us here, we won't buy from them. With money in hand, we don't need to settle for poor service. She grabbed Su Yang's hand, ready to walk out. Ha, embarrassed now, aren't you? Yang Jingsheng sneered, following behind them as they left. Next time, don't wander into luxury dealerships. These places aren't meant for people like you. Zhao Yusin ignored him and turned to Su Yang. Husband, let's go to the Maserati store next door and get a Quattroport instead. The Quattroport was their backup choice. Before coming here, they'd researched and found a Maserati dealership right next to the Porsche store. Alright, Su Yang agreed, and they headed toward the Maserati store. You're kidding. You're just going to take pictures in the Maserati dealership too, right? If you actually buy a Quattroport, I'll declare myself the CEO of Maserati. Yang Jingsheng mocked them. Luo Haiyang, who had followed to the entrance, saw the couple walking into the Maserati dealership. Shaking his head, he muttered, these two are beyond saving. Exactly, Yang Jingsheng chimed in. No money, yet always playing pretend. People like them are destined to remain at the bottom. Changing the subject, Luo Haiyang asked, you mentioned needing something earlier. What is it? Yang Jingsheng grinned sheepishly. Brother Luo, I'm a bit short on cash right now and wanted to borrow some money from you. Luo Haiyang frowned. Your salary isn't bad, and your father's a vice president. If you're strapped for cash, why not just ask him for help? That's exactly why I can't ask him. If I do, he'll scold me for sure. Don't worry, though. I just need to get through this rough patch. I'll pay you back in 6 months at the latest, Yang Jingsheng assured him. What happened to your money? Luo Haiyang asked suspiciously. Scratching his head, Yang Jingsheng admitted, I lost a bit betting on soccer recently. Tomorrow's my girlfriend's birthday, and I don't even have money for that. So, I figured I'd ask you for a loan. How much do you need? Luo Haiyang asked. Not much, just 100,000 yuan, Yang Jingsheng said, as if it were a trivial amount. 100,000 isn't much? Luo Haiyang frowned. Even for your girlfriend's birthday, you wouldn't need that much, would you? Yang Jingsheng explained, I owe a few tens of thousands because of the bets. The interest is piling up, so I need to pay it off quickly. The rest will go toward her birthday celebration and my living expenses until next month's paycheck. After a moment of thought, Luo Haiyang nodded. Fine. Wait in my office until lunch. After we eat, I'll go to the bank and transfer it to you. He agreed to the loan because they were close, and with Jingsheng's father being a VP, repayment was almost guaranteed. But couldn't you just transfer it via WeChat? Jingsheng asked, surprised. I don't have that much in my WeChat wallet, Luo Haiyang explained. Isn't your WeChat linked to a bank account? It's the same thing, Jingsheng said. No, the account linked to my WeChat is only for daily expenses. It doesn't have much money, Luo Haiyang replied. Why not link your main account? It's way more convenient, Jingsheng suggested. Absolutely not. It's not safe. If my phone gets stolen and someone cracks the passwords, the most they can do is drain my WeChat wallet. But if my main account is linked, all my savings could be wiped out, Luo Haiyang said firmly. Wow, you're really cautious, Jingsheng said, dumbfounded. Better safe than sorry. That's just how I do things, Luo Haiyang replied. Alright, I'll wait in your office. Let's eat lunch together, Jingsheng said, giving up the argument. The two returned to the store. As soon as they entered, the manager approached and asked, Luo Haiyang, what happened with those two people earlier? Why did you send them away? Young Jingsheng's loud accusations had drawn the manager's attention. He had stepped out of his office on the second floor just in time to see Su Yang and Zhao Yusen leaving. Wanting to understand the situation, he decided to confront Luo Haiyang. After all, if the pair lodged a complaint or posted about the incident online, it could tarnish the store's reputation and even lead to a crisis. Manager, here's what happened. Luo Haiyang explained, with Yang Jingsheng chiming in to add his perspective. They went to the Maserati store next door? The manager asked. Yes, Yang Jingsheng replied with a sneer. After we turned them away, they went over there. No one at that store will know they're just there to take pictures and show off, so they'll probably succeed. The manager nodded thoughtfully but said nothing. Walking out of the store, he looked toward the Maserati dealership. What's the manager trying to do? Yang Jingsheng asked. No idea. Maybe he just wants to verify things. Forget it, come to my office. I've got plenty of work to do, Luo Haiyang replied. Su Yang and Zhao Yusen entered the Maserati dealership, where a friendly female salesperson warmly greeted them. Since they had already decided on the Maserati Quattroporte the night before, it didn't take long for them to finalize their decision. After a brief trial experience, they confirmed their purchase. Meanwhile, the Porsche 4S store manager had walked over to the Maserati dealership. From outside, he saw the female salesperson handing paperwork to Su Yang, likely for signing the contract. The manager frowned. Could they really be buying a car? Were they actually signing a contract? To confirm his suspicions, he contacted an acquaintance inside the Maserati dealership. The answer shocked him. Su Yang and Zhao Yusen were indeed purchasing a car, a fully equipped Maserati Quattroporte with numerous add-ons for a total price of 2.3 million yuan. Even more surprising, they were paying in full, indicating significant financial strength. Realizing this, the manager's expression darkened. Returning to the Porsche dealership, he instructed one of the salespeople to call Luo Haiyang outside. It wasn't long before Luo Haiyang came out, with Yang Jingsheng tagging along since it was almost lunchtime. Yang wanted to step out for fresh air and a cigarette. What's going on, manager? Luo Haiyang asked, noticing the manager's sour expression. The two people you chased away just bought a car over there, the manager replied, his tone heavy. What? That's impossible. Before Luo Haiyang could react, Yang Jingsheng blurted out in disbelief. The manager gave him a glance but didn't bother responding. After all, Yang wasn't an employee under his management. Luo Haiyang pressed, Manager, are you sure? My friend said they couldn't afford a car and were just here to show off. Could there be a mistake? The manager sneered. Mistake? I saw their salesperson hand them a contract with my own eyes. To be thorough, I asked a friend at Maserati, who confirmed that they bought a fully loaded Quattroporte for 2.3 million yuan, all paid in full. This is impossible. I don't believe it. How could they afford a Quattroporte? Where would they get that kind of money? Yang Jingsheng shouted, his face darkening. He simply couldn't accept that Su Yang and Zhao Yusen had the means to buy a car, let alone one at such a high price. Meanwhile, Luo Haiyang's expression grew grim. If Su Yang and Zhao Yusen had originally planned to buy a Porsche, they likely would have spent at least 2 to 3 million yuan. That meant Luo Haiyang had just driven away a major client. Turning to Yang Jingsheng, Luo Haiyang's eyes flashed with blame. Sensing this, Yang Jingsheng scrambled to justify himself. Brother Luo, don't look at me like that. There's no way they have that kind of money. I refuse to believe they could buy a quatroport. The manager snorted coldly. So, you're saying I'm blind? Or that my friend over there lied to me? No, of course not. Luo Haiyang quickly denied. There must be some kind of mistake. I'll go check myself. Without waiting for permission, he rushed toward the Maserati dealership. Ignoring the staff who approached to assist him, he headed straight to the lounge area, where Su Yang and Zhao Yusen were seated. By this time, Su Yang had already signed the contract. They were simply waiting for the final paperwork to be completed, which the salesperson assured would take about an hour. Seeing Yang Jingsheng approaching, Su Yang and Zhao Yusen frowned but said nothing. Su Yang, did you buy a car? Yang Jingsheng asked. Yes, Su Yang replied indifferently. What car? The Maserati Quatroport? Paid in full? For 2.3 million yuan? Yang fired off a series of questions. Yes. How do you know? Su Yang asked, raising an eyebrow. I know your family situation and your job. Neither of you has that kind of money. How could you afford to pay in full for a Maserati Quatroport? Yang's expression turned sour. What does that have to do with you? Su Yang said coldly. What's next? Are you going to claim that our money somehow belongs to you because Zhao Yusen is the sister of your step-step sibling? A mocking smile tugged at Su Yang's lips as he spoke. You! Yang Jingsheng stammered, his face flushing red with anger. He knew such an absurd argument would only make him a laughingstock. Do you have any business here? If not, get out of my sight, Su Yang said icily. I didn't come here to deal with someone buzzing around like a fly. I'm a customer now, and if you keep yelling for no reason, I'll have the security guards remove you. You've got guts. Yang snarled, his face darkening further. Moments ago, he'd gloated about getting Su Yang kicked out of the Porsche dealership. Now, the tables had turned, and he was the one being humiliated. Not wanting to embarrass himself further, Yang left angrily. Back at the Porsche dealership, Luo Haiyang asked nervously, So? Is it true? It's true. They bought the Quatroport, Yang replied stiffly. The manager sneered. So, it's true, then. Yang's face darkened even more as the reality sank in. Luo Haiyang, you drove away a major customer, causing significant losses to the dealership. Not only that, but you've likely damaged the dealership's reputation. In the future, when those customers talk about buying a car, they'll surely mention this incident. We can't even begin to estimate how many potential customers their circle of friends and acquaintances might influence to avoid our dealership and buy elsewhere. The loss is incalculable. As a consequence, your annual bonus is revoked. This includes both quarterly and year-end bonuses. Additionally, you will be publicly reprimanded, and I will report this incident to Porsche's regional headquarters. Reflect on your actions carefully. After saying this, the manager returned to the dealership, leaving Luo Haiyang stunned. Yang Jingsheng's face turned pale. The punishment was severe. Although Luo Haiyang was just a supervisor, his quarterly and year-end bonuses were substantial, totaling around 300,000 yuan annually. Losing this income was already devastating, but the public reprimand would make him a laughingstock among his colleagues. Behind his back, co-workers would undoubtedly mock him. Worse still, reporting the incident to Porsche's regional headquarters meant Luo Haiyang faced a very real possibility of being fired. If terminated for this reason, his career in the industry would be effectively over. No other dealership would hire someone who had caused such a significant loss to their previous employer. If that happened, Luo Haiyang would have no choice but to start over in a different industry. For a man in his middle age, this was a disaster. And it all started with Yang Jingsheng. It was Yang's confident assertion that Su Yang and Zhao Yusen had no money and were just taking photos to show off that led to this situation. If not for Yang's remarks, Luo Haiyang wouldn't have driven them away. Realizing this, Luo Haiyang turned to look at Yang Jingsheng, his eyes filled with anger and resentment. Feeling uneasy under Luo's glare, Yang awkwardly suggested, Luo, why are you looking at me like that? It's lunchtime, let's go grab something to eat. Eat? Eat your damn food. Luo Haiyang couldn't suppress his fury any longer and erupted in rage. Luo, I admit this was my fault, but I had no idea things would turn out this way. Based on everything I know about them, they didn't seem like they could afford a car like that. Luo's expression twisted in frustration. How was it possible that Su Yang and Zhao Yusen had the money to buy a luxury car outright? Even he couldn't afford such a vehicle. His own car was just an Audi A4 worth a little over 300,000 yuan, and he'd bought it on a loan. You knew? You didn't know shit. If they couldn't afford it, how could they pay in full for a Maserati Quatroport? Luo yelled furiously. I don't know what went wrong, but what's done is done, and I can't change it. I'll figure out how they got the money another day. For now, let's go eat, Yang said, trying to defuse the situation. Eat? You heard the manager's punishment just now. Do you think I'm in any mood to eat? Luo stared at Yang coldly. Luo, no matter what, we still have to eat, Yang said with a sheepish smile. If not now, we can eat later. Or how about we go to the bank first? You can transfer the money to me. Damn it, you've almost ruined my life, and you still have the nerve to ask me for money? Luo shouted furiously. Borrowing money was out of the question now. Luo Haiyang didn't even care to demand compensation from Yang for the mess he had caused. Luo, I know I made a mistake, but isn't it a bit much to say I've ruined your life? You can't put all the blame on me. Yang snapped, his own patience wearing thin as he realized the loan wasn't happening. Oh, you think this is too much? Luo sneered. With a sudden burst of anger, he kicked Yang, sending him tumbling to the ground and rolling a few times before coming to a stop. Luo Haiyang, are you crazy? Yang yelled as he struggled to his feet, furious and humiliated. He considered retaliating but quickly assessed the situation. Luo was larger and stronger, while his own body had been weakened by his party lifestyle. Wisely, Yang chose not to escalate. Get out of here. From now on, we're no longer friends. Luo bellowed angrily. This so-called friend had caused him significant trouble, and whether he could keep his job was now uncertain. Being a supervisor in a dealership like this wasn't easy, and Yang's actions had jeopardized everything. Luo decided such a friend wasn't worth keeping. Damn it, you're ending our friendship over this? Yang shouted back. Fine. But don't act like this was all my fault. You were just as much to blame. You looked down on them just like I did. You decided to drive them away instead of treating them like any other customer. That's on you. Yang's words weren't entirely baseless, his comments had only been a trigger. The final decision lay with Luo. But Luo, still furious, wasn't in the mood to hear any of it. Shut up. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have made that call. Get out before I really lose it. Luo shouted, delivering another kick. This time, the kick was less forceful, and Yang didn't fall over. You'll regret this. Just wait. Yang spat, retreating to his car. As he drove away, a brand new Maserati Quattroporte emerged from the dealership, with Su Yang and Zhao Yusin inside. Damn it. I couldn't borrow money, and I got kicked twice, all because of those two. Yang shouted, slamming his hands on the steering wheel. For a brief, irrational moment, he considered flooring the gas pedal and ramming their car. But Yang quickly dismissed the thought. Such an act could lead to severe consequences, including jail time, something he wasn't prepared to face. Still, the question gnawed at him. How did Su Yang and Zhao Yusin have the money to buy a car worth 2.3 million yuan? The only explanation he could come up with was that they had won the lottery. It couldn't be anything else. Su Yang's family certainly didn't have that kind of money, and Zhao Yusin's father ran a modest restaurant. Even if her family could scrape together such a sum, it was unlikely they'd use it to buy a car. Damn it. Now I don't even know who to borrow money from. Yang pulled over, opened his contacts, and started dialing. After several failed attempts, he finally found someone willing to lend him money and drove off. In the evening, at the Yang family dinner table, Yang Jingsheng asked, Yusin, today I saw Su Yang and Zhao Yusin buying a car. They bought a Maserati Quattroporte for 2.3 million yuan. Do you know where they got so much money? What? Before Zhao Yulu could respond, Lu Yujun exclaimed, they spent 2.3 million yuan on a Maserati Quattroporte? Where did they get that kind of money? Yang Tiancheng frowned slightly and glanced at Zhao Yulu. Even he, as a deputy general manager, only drove a Mercedes-Benz S350 worth 1.5 million yuan. The thought of someone spending 2.3 million on a car stunned him. Lu Yujun pressed, Yulu, do you know what's going on? Zhao Yulu, noticing that her mother wasn't surprised, concluded that she likely already knew. She explained, yes, Su Yang recently made some money investing in futures. The main thing is that yesterday he got lucky at the antique market. He picked up Wu Daozi's authentic 100 Beast scroll, and Tang Hui, the deputy chairman of the Antique Association, bought it for 50 million yuan. This revelation left the three of them utterly shocked. Damn, 50 million. Yang Jingsheng couldn't help but cry out. Luckily, his mouth wasn't full of food, or he might have sprayed it everywhere. How much did he spend to acquire it? Yang Tiancheng asked. 50,000 yuan, Zhao Yulu replied. Damn, that's a thousandfold profit, Yang Jingsheng said through gritted teeth, jealousy burning in his eyes. Not only did Su Yang once date his sister, but now he was also so lucky as to find a treasure like that. To put it in perspective, even the Yang family's total assets didn't amount to 50 million yuan. The villa they lived in was worth over 20 million yuan. Adding up all their assets barely reached 40 million yuan. Now, Su Yang's net worth surpassed not just any single family members but the combined wealth of all four of them. This doesn't make sense. How can Su Yang have such good fortune? Lu Yujun's tone was full of bitterness. She couldn't help but imagine, if Zhao Yulu hadn't broken up with Su Yang, she herself could have become Su Yang's mother-in-law. With 50 million yuan, it wouldn't have been a problem to ask for 1 million or 2. Although she was technically still Su Yang's mother-in-law through Zhao Yusin, her younger daughter refused to acknowledge her. This meant there was no way for her to ask for money. Yang Tiancheng, too, felt a twinge of displeasure. The young man he had once looked down on had now surpassed him in wealth, simply by being lucky. Yang Tiancheng asked, Yulu, you mentioned Su Yang made some money from futures investments. What did he invest in, and how much did he make? Gold futures, Zhao Yulu replied. So far, he's probably made 3 or 4 million yuan. She had been keeping an eye on the price of gold futures, mentally calculating how much Su Yang might have earned. Currently, gold futures had risen by 20%. Assuming Su Yang had invested 2 million yuan, he would have made around 3 to 4 million. 3 or 4 million from gold futures? He has such sharp instincts? Yang Tiancheng frowned. Yang Tiancheng himself had several million invested in stocks, though he didn't dabble in futures. Still, he followed financial news and knew that the Federal Reserve in the US had slashed interest rates sharply, causing gold prices to skyrocket. He had even looked at the domestic gold futures chart and noticed 2 consecutive trading days where the price hit the daily upper limit. This time, his prediction was spot on, Zhao Yulu admitted, recalling how she had confidently told Su Yang that gold futures would drop. Now, she felt her cheeks burning with embarrassment. He got lucky. If he were truly capable, he'd have been rich a long time ago. This is just dumb luck. Yang Jingsheng muttered enviously. The others glanced at him, feeling exasperated. It was dinner time, yet he was bringing up nonsense about dumb luck, spoiling everyone's appetite. Realizing the awkward atmosphere, Yang Jingsheng quickly adjusted his tone. He's just a blind cat that stumbled upon a dead mouse. I don't believe he could have accurately predicted the rise in gold futures. Yang Tiancheng nodded in agreement. Exactly. It's just luck. He doesn't have the skill for it. Lu Yujun, catching a key detail, asked, Yulu, if he made 3 or 4 million, he must have invested at least 1 or 2 million. Where did he get that kind of money for gold futures? It was Dad. Zhao Yulu paused, glancing at Yang Tiancheng. By Dad, she meant Zhao Hai, not Yang Tiancheng. He gave 2 million yuan to Yusin for a house down payment. Su Yang used that money to invest in gold futures. Lu Yujun's expression soured. That Zhao Hai is really generous. Those 2 million yuan must have been his savings over the years, and he just handed it over for them to buy a house. Then she added, how could Su Yang use house money to trade futures? Didn't Yusin stop him? Zhao Yulu replied, she agreed to it. Lu Yujun scolded, Yusin is being reckless. Letting Su Yang use that money for futures trading? What if he lost it all? She wouldn't even have a place to cry about it. Her concern wasn't genuine. She simply disliked Zhao Yusin's decision because it clashed with her own values. Just like when Zhao Yulu dated Su Yang, Lu Yujun had disapproved and orchestrated their breakup. Whether he profits or loses has nothing to do with you. Why do you care? Zhao Yusin said coldly. How can you talk to me like that? I'm your mother. Lu Yujun's face turned livid with anger. I've never acknowledged you as my mother, Zhao Yusin replied icily. You. Lu Yujun trembled with rage, her face still flushed with fury. Do you have anything else to say? If not, I'm hanging up, Zhao Yusin said indifferently. Do you hate me that much? Lu Yujun asked angrily. I wouldn't say I hate you. After all, we have no real connection. How could I hate someone irrelevant to me? Zhao Yusin replied. You. Lu Yujun was so furious she felt like she was about to explode. Every time she called Zhao Yusin, she ended up seething with anger. If there's nothing else, I'm hanging up, Zhao Yusin said as she prepared to end the call. Wait. Lu Yujun hurriedly interjected. What else do you want? Zhao Yusin asked. Does your father know that Su Yang used the 2 million he gave you for futures trading? Lu Yujun asked. Yes, he knows. Why? Zhao Yusin replied. And he didn't say anything? Lu Yujun pressed. What is there to say? Zhao Yusin asked back. Su Yang may have made money now, but his gambling-like investment strategy will inevitably lead to losses in the future. If you keep letting him mess around, you'll regret it when the time comes, Lu Yujun said. My dad and I both trust Su Yang. What you're saying won't happen. All right, if you have nothing else to say, I'm hanging up, Zhao Yusin replied. Lu Yujun fell silent, unsure of what to say next. Zhao Yusin didn't wait and directly hung up the call. This is infuriating. Lu Yujun exclaimed as she heard the disconnect tone, gritting her teeth in anger. She put her phone down and returned to the dining table to continue eating. The 3 others at the table didn't ask about the result of the call. Judging by Lu Yujun's expression, they could already guess. Having money isn't a big deal. Compared to young Master Chen, Su Yang is far behind, Yang Jingsheng said, trying to change the topic. Exactly. Chen Xiao is a wealthy second-generation heir. Even if Su Yang makes some money by chance, he'll never compare to Chen Xiao, Yang Tiancheng agreed. That's right, Lu Yujun chimed in. Yulu, someone like Chen Xiao is your ideal match. Su Yang, even if he has some money, is nothing worth envying. Zhao Yulu remained silent. While she didn't particularly like Chen Guanglei, she did believe Su Yang could never measure up to him. Chen Guanglei's father was worth billions and owned an investment company. Chen Guanglei didn't have to do anything, he'd inherit tens of billions in the future. Su Yang, on the other hand, had merely made some money, and it wasn't even guaranteed he could hold on to it. Yulu, how are things going between you and Chen Xiao? Yang Jingsheng asked. Not great, Zhao Yulu replied. Yang Jingsheng became anxious. That won't do. I already told you, someone like Chen Xiao, a rich second-generation heir who likes you, is a rare find. You need to seize the opportunity. That's right, Yang Tiancheng added. If you make him lose patience and stop pursuing you, you won't even have a chance with him anymore. Lu Yujun joined in. Yulu, I have to say this. A wealthy heir like Chen Xiao is hard to come by. If he likes you, you should agree to be his girlfriend, then transition into marriage. If you marry into a wealthy family, you won't have to work anymore. You can have whatever you want, spend your days at beauty salons and shopping. If you want to work, you can join his father's company and take a cushy position. You need to make the most of this opportunity. Her motivations were selfish. Becoming the mother-in-law of a wealthy heir would give her face in social circles. When money was tight, she could ask Chen Guanglei for it. She could buy whatever she wanted. That was her dream life. In truth, her current life didn't fully satisfy her. Living in a villa was nice, but she drove only a modest luxury car, a BMW worth 400,000 yuan. When buying luxury clothes, bags, shoes, or cosmetics, she couldn't spend freely. With a rich son-in-law like Chen Guanglei, she could do whatever she wanted. Buying a million-yuan car wouldn't be a problem. Neither would purchasing anything else she fancied. Zhao Yulu replied perfunctorily, I understand. Lu Yujun said, you always say you understand, but I don't think you do. If you did, you'd already be Chen Xiao's girlfriend. You wouldn't be eating with us right now, you'd be out on a date with him. Zhao Yulu glanced at Lu Yujun. Mom, I've only known Chen Guanglei for a few days. Even if I wanted to be his girlfriend, I'd need to understand what kind of person he is first. How could I agree to date him after just a few days? What's there to understand about someone with his background? Lu Yujun countered. You only care that he's rich, Zhao Yulu said. He's rich and must be a good person. Wealthy families nowadays emphasize their children's upbringing, Lu Yujun argued. Zhao Yulu rolled her eyes. Even so, personalities have to be compatible. What's compatibility? If you're together, you'll naturally get along. You should act quickly before he moves on and you miss your chance, Lu Yujun pressed. I'm done eating, Zhao Yulu said, rolling her eyes again. She put down her chopsticks and left the table for her room. This child. Lu Yujun was fuming again. She wanted to lecture Zhao Yulu further, but her daughter gave her no chance, disappearing into her room. Monday. Su Yang drove Zhao Yusin to the bank before heading to his company. As Su Yang parked in the company lot and stepped out of the car, he immediately drew the attention of his colleagues. Su Yang, you got a new car? One colleague asked, walking over. Yeah, I did, Su Yang replied casually. A Maserati Quattroporte. The colleague exclaimed in admiration, circling the car and running his hand over the body. Su Yang, did you hit the jackpot recently? Su Yang, you're full of surprises. You always said you didn't have money for a car, and now you've quietly bought a Maserati Quattroporte. Yeah, we're all debating whether to get a Mini or an EQ, something cheap and easy to charge at the company. Meanwhile, you went straight for a million-yuan luxury car. Su Yang, be honest. Are you a rich second-generation heir? Definitely. He was just keeping a low profile before. Wow, I can't believe we had a wealthy heir hidden among us. Su Yang, you're so sneaky. If you wanted to stay low-key, you should have stayed low-key. Suddenly revealing yourself like this is hard for us to process. Yeah, it's a bit much to take in. Wait, are you the boss's son? More and more colleagues gathered, each saying something different.
If you are still here, then you probably really enjoyed the story. Part 2 is already waiting for you on my Patreon, completely free. Link is in the comments. Thanks for watching.